I mean, not that I didn't enjoy it. I did, but, well, I feel I've seen everything there is to see now. Well, you know me, I'm not one for lying about on a beach all day. But I'm glad I've been. I mean, I'm glad I can say I've seen it. Oh, right, I'll tell you what was ever so funny one day. Oh, hello. No, it's just one of the paper girls. Oh, I'm sorry, Joyce. I didn't know you were in a rush. Well, yes, I'll see you soon, perhaps. Oh, I don't suppose I'll get much work done today. Everybody be wanting to know all about Malta. Yes, I will, love. Well, yeah, I've got a lot of photographs to show you as well. All right, bye-bye. Oh,
hello, love. Can I have my fads, please?
Oh, I thought you'd given these up.
I had. Oh, and a box of matches. Now, with a bit of luck, I just might be able to manage a couple of puffs before the wolves start howling.
Has anything been happening?
Hey?
Well, around here.
In what way?
I've been on my holidays, you know. I'm only just back this morning from Malta.
Hey,
I was telling my...
Are these cigarettes damp because they taste dead musty?
No, I've only just unpacked them this morning.
I suppose it must be me, then.
No, I was just telling my friend, you know, about Malta.
Are you sure you've not had these in a damp place because they taste dead funny?
Oh, look, would you like me to change them?
Yeah, I think perhaps you'd better...
You've had these ones before.
Yeah, OK.
Oh, thank you. Anyway, no, what I was saying about ringing my friend about...
Now then, shall I or shan't I? No, on second thoughts, I better not, eh? Ta. See you.
Bye.
Oh, hello, Rita. You're back.
Yes, I am back.
And nothing's changed.
Oh, why do people have to be so rude? I was just trying to tell Elsie all about my holidays, and all she could go on about were cigarettes and where they must in. Did we keep them in a dry place?
Oh, lovey, admit it. Other people's holidays are boring.
Well, I listen. If somebody wants to tell me about their holidays, I've got the good manners to listen.
Ah, well, that's because you're St Mavis.
Oh, I wish you wouldn't say that.
Well, lovey, I mean, if we're all like you, everybody'd be listening and nobody'd be talking. Anyway, it's lovely to have you back.
Thank you.
So go on, tell us. Tell us about your holiday.
Well, you don't want to know.
I do.
You don't?
I do.
Well, it's not very interesting, really, but... Well, I was just on the telephone talking to my friend Joyce, and... No, I was telling her how Malta's very foreign in one way, and yet it's ever so English in another. For instance, Emily and me, we walked out of the hotel one morning.
Hey, isn't it today that paperback fella comes?
Did you wipe the crumbs off that cloth?
No, there weren't any.
Well, there aren't now. They're all over the floor.
A few crumbs on there.
Yeah, they've got to be cleaned up, though, haven't they? Unless you want the place looking like a pigsty.
I'll see you about 1.
Oh, Brian, can you get yourself a barn cake or something?
Flipping heck.
Well, it's just I've got so much to do this morning. I've got to go to the clinic. I've got the shopping to do.
I don't fancy a barn cake. I fancy something proper. This is my house, you know. I do live here.
Well, it's a pity you don't think of that when you're out pubbing it, isn't it? Or living it up with your mates in Liverpool.
I didn't go, did I? And I told you that's forgotten, so don't drag that up.
Yeah, all right. Come on home, then. I got them chip steaks. We can have them.
Great. A couple of them will do me fine.
You can have one. Do you know how much they cost?
1?
Brian, we're cutting back, and cutting back means having one where we used to have 2. I know you've hidden that rates bill, but you can't hide the fact that we've got to find £158 from somewhere.
Go on then, where?
I don't know where.
I'm giving you all the housekeeping I can. There's no overtime. What do you expect me to do? Plant a flaming money tree in the garden?
Are you worth it? Are you?
The answer to a maiden's prayer.
You may not realise it, Betty, but you're not joking. Well, what do you think, with or without?
Without what?
With or without my specs? What do you think, with or without?
Well, it depends whether you want to see it or not, doesn't it?
It's not a question of seeing. I'm on about me personal appearance, like.
I don't see as they make much difference myself.
A tash, that's it. Always favoured a tash, mate. Had one 20 years back. Fighted him off, I was. Nah. No, I'm more your clean-cut image, mate.
Hey, what's all this in aid of? Is your new lady friend?
What else?
Have you done anything about that pub idea?
What pub idea?
You know what you said, if you got wed, you might land yourself a little pub of your own.
Give over, Betty, will you? I've only known her 5 minutes.
Look, if anybody's ripe for marriage, it's that one.
Who says?
All right. Don't believe me.
You reckon she's hearing the old wedding bells here?
And the organ. And the choir.
You know, you might be right at that. Still, it doesn't do to go jumping in feet first, does it? You see, you might have forgotten, Betty, but women need to be wooed.
Oh, well, you get on with your wooing. And while you're wooing, her eye might light on somebody else. What are your sausages like?
Lovely.
Oh, how are chips in here?
They're lovely and all.
All right, I'll have lovely sausage and lovely chips. You don't do lovely peas as well, do you?
Yeah.
Give us some lovely peas. Well, now, Vera said that Jack was sweating up top line at their place.
Yeah, I know, love. I heard they've been some trouble.
He's not been in for nearly a week now.
Who hasn't?
Your boyfriend,
Oh,
Wally.
my boyfriend. Well, he's very busy doing his homework, you know. He has to pass his O-levels.
You can kid me as much as you like. I know you miss him.
I tell you what, I won't miss if I throw this at you, will I? Hey, isn't that lovely? Girl at our place, it packing her mother makes them. Ah, Nicholas will love that, won't he? Isn't it lovely? Hey, listen, love, I've got me shopping hour tacked on this afternoon, so I'll be going out to Brian's with it.
Oh, aye. You may not know it, sunshine, but you are being used.
It's delightful. It's only a little handkerchief, but it's very delicately worked. I thought you'd like it.
Oh, I do, dear. Tell me, did the holiday work?
You mean,
Well, it was planned as a sort of therapy, wasn't it, after the trouble you had with Arnold?
yes, and to that extent, I suppose, well, I certainly feel more rested.
Good. How was Mavis?
Well, personally, I'd have preferred to get out and do more sightseeing. Mavis was more for staying in the hotel and socialising. I wasn't all that keen on meeting people myself, but it was very nice.
Next time, dear, you and I must go together. We have much more in common.
Oh, hello, lovely. Did you have a lovely time?
Very nice, thank you.
Oh, I'm glad to hear it. Good.
Hello, love. You made it then.
Am I a bother?
Of course you're no bother. I'll get you a drink. Do you fancy something to eat?
Oh, yes, I might have a bite.
Well, here's the menu, such as it is.
Old shirts? Oh, well, all mine were in with the wash, you know, that went on the tip. I mean, how'll do? I'm not proud.
Oh, it's not a question of pride, mate, but you'd have to knock off 2 or 3 stone before mine would go anywhere near you. Anyway, I use all mine for work, all my old ones for working in.
Oh.
Still, you don't have that trouble, do you?
No.
No.
Excuse me, mate.
Don't turn round. Who's that man you just pushed past at the bar?
Oh, them Fairclough.
The one with the big stomach.
Oh, that'll be Oggy. No, they've both got big stomachs, but I think Stan Ogden's favourite.
Well, he is funny. He's just been trying to catch old shirts off that other one.
Oh, that's Stan Ogden, all right. He's from the poor end of the street. Hey, Oggy, is that right? I hear you've been doing a Lady Godiva, you know, up and down the street bareback like.
I don't think that's funny.
No, it isn't, mate. Look, I've got a couple of spare shirts if you want. I'll dig them out for you.
Oh, thanks very much. Shall I have the same trouble over there with Len's? He said they wouldn't fit. Yours will.
Take no notice, love. You're a fine figure of a man.
You reckon?
Of course I do.
You're a fine figure of a woman.
Now, Freddie. Hello, love. I've not going to give you dinner, have I?
No, we've just finished.
Oh, what are you doing?
Mummy, dinner, what does it look like I'm doing?
Well, I should have thought you'd have made do with sandwiches, Brian.
When you start.
Goodness bless it is. Don't I get one?
Try, love. Hey, now then. How's my little treasure? How are you? Hey, look what your nana's bought for her big boy. Now then.
Oh.
There, then, look at that. Isn't that nice?
You shouldn't keep doing that.
Oh, I can't resist it. Look at this little quack quack. Hey. Our Brian sound a bit under weather.
There's nothing wrong with him.
Can't fool me, you know, Gail. I'm his mother.
I'll fill the pot.
I saw a fella doing that once, staring into his pint pot as if he wanted to dive into it. I said, what's the matter? He said, no, I'm trying to exercise mind over matter. Trying to get this pint pot to fill itself up. It's not working now.
They never do they?
You really are down, aren't you?
Len, I'm not the envious type, am I? I mean, come on, you know me. Am I the envious type?
I wouldn't say so, no.
I was in Manchester yesterday, in Deansgate, and there's this woman getting into a taxi, pushed up to the eyeballs.
You do all right, love.
It's hard, Len, and it's getting harder. No, there she is, coming out of this shop. 2 assistants carrying her boxes. She gets into this taxi, and I think to myself, why? She's probably going home to some posh house, all the money in the world, and there's me, working my guts out in a grotty cafe, living in a grotty street.
Well, if the truth were known, she's probably no happier than you are.
Heaven help her.
You're getting me depressed now. Cheer up, eh?
I'm fine.
See you.
Hello. Somebody needs you there. How are you then?
I'm fine. Happy New Year.
Hasn't been that long, is it?
Oh, I thought you'd have the country, that's all.
No, nothing like that. Have been doing a fair bit of travelling though. North East, Liverpool, Scotland. Been buying up a lot of second-hand machines. All these little cafes going bust.
Oh, don't say that.
Well, I was in at your one, by the way, and Sandra told me you were on your break, so I thought to myself...
She must be boozing.
Gin and tonic.
Oh, I have missed you.
Oh?
Yeah, well, wouldn't you miss somebody who bought you drinks?
There you go.
Thank you.
Better than eating on your own, eh?
Oh, it is. You can get very depressed on your own. There was this girl told me about the club. They're all like you, she said. Divorced, separated, widowed. I'm glad I went.
Oh, me and all.
She just got married again. Someone she met there.
Well, I mean, that's what they're for, innit?
Oh, not for me, they're not. I've had enough of being married. Anyway, I'm having much more fun being divorced. It's nice, this.
Hi. The papers got off all right.
Yeah, stop worrying.
I thought Mavis was supposed to be back.
She's just nipped upstairs for something.
She got out of that trouble, didn't she, eh? Took the right flaming fortnight. The paper lad's on strike and she's in flaming Malta.
Oh, don't go on at her. I mean, there's no use upsetting her on her first day back, is it? Anyway, it's all over and done with now.
What's over and done with?
Mind your own business.
Oh, thank you.
How was the holiday then?
Oh, it was lovely. I've just been telling Rita how English it all was, though. I suppose it's something to do with the British Navy having been there.
They picked up all your bad habits.
Oh, we didn't. No, but Emily and me were walking out of the hotel one morning. We were just going down to the quayside at St. Julian's to, have a bit of a read and do the crossword and that. And there were these 4 little boys sitting on a wall. Well, one of them shouted out, "Hey, miss, you drop your papers." Of course, I turned round and, you'll never believe it. They all shouted April Fool.
Marvellous.
Isn't it?
She goes all that way and still gets caught for April Fool.
Oh, I was merely illustrating a point.
I know, you did.
Well, I brought your present back. It's a pendant. Don't suppose you like it, though.
Oh, now I feel awful.
Good. Yours is a sailor's head wall plaque, Mr. Fairclough.
You shouldn't go spending your money on us.
No, I'm beginning to realise that.
You are rotten, you.
See, the trouble with you is you don't face facts. I mean, you heard what our Brian said the other night about can't fathom out why fellas get married. He shouldn't be saying things like that, Bert. It's only 5 minutes since to come out at church.
All right, I know, but there's no need to make it worse, is there? You see, cheering him up is one thing, but interfering's another. If you want to do something useful, take her to pictures tonight, something like that. Take her out of herself.
Oh, do you know, love, I think I will. Take me out of myself and all. Oh, Kramer versus Kramer's come back to Roxy.
Are you joking?
Oh, no. Oh, perhaps I better take her somewhere else.
Oh, hello.
I had a word with Jim.
Jim who?
Jim Sedgwick. The bloke who owns this place.
Oh.
About putting your machines in.
All right. What did he say?
Well, he said he'd think about it, but I'll keep plugging away.
Ta.
So you do think about me sometimes, don't you?
Yes, of course. Every time I need a drink.
Right, you're on. One good turn deserves another. I'll take you out for one tonight.
Oh, it could be arranged.
Ah, great.
Oh, you glad we're going, are you?
Yeah, it's a good fellas night on TV tonight. So you ladies can stay out as long as you like.
Did you hear that? We can stop out as long as we like, because all his favourite programmes on telly.
Ah, there were no arguments tonight.
That'll be a change. Do you know where everything is?
No, Livy, you know.
Oh, I thought I'd seen you somewhere before.
Right, go on then. Hot gossip's on in a minute.
Yeah, well, don't have it on too loud, unless you want to walk him round the bedroom.
Bless him.
Come on.
It's all right.
Ciao, love.
Come in. Hello, Mrs. Walker. You said I had to give you a knock when it was 8:30. Heavens, it's that time already.
Yeah.
I'll come now. Then we can let Fred have a break. Oh, he said, would you mind if he brought his lady friend in for coffee? She'll again. She's never away from the place. You know, Elizabeth, I don't want to be overcritical, but a little of her does go a long way. I mean, she is a trifle overpowering, a little larger than life, and just a touch common. Am I wrong, Elizabeth? Now tell me if I'm wrong. No, you're never wrong, Mrs. Walker. Well, you're very rarely wrong when it comes to weighing people up. Shall I send them in? Suppose so. Oh. Come in.
Good evening, Mrs. Walker.
Hello, dear. How nice to see you again.
Nice to be here.
Right, well, you make yourself comfortable and Fred will look after you, and I'll go and attend to the thirsty hordes. Oh, Fred, half an hour. I have to ring Mrs. Taylor-Brown at 9. A landlady's work is never done.
I wouldn't mind having a go, though.
Honest?
Honest. I've wanted to be a landlady ever since I was behind the bar at the Foundryman's. She was a wonder, was Mrs. Daniels. She worked hard, mind you, but she reaped the rewards. Squirrel coat, beautiful jewellery. You should have seen her jewellery.
Look, Eunice, I don't know whether I've ever mentioned this before, but I'm very highly thought of by Newton and Riddles, you know, this brewery. Oh, aye. As a matter of fact, I'm in line for a boozer myself.
Not.
What do you think of that, then?
What do I think of it? I think it's smashing.
Temporarily social suicide.
Hi, Dad.
Hello, son.
It's my mummy after she's out with Gail. Got the pictures.
Yeah, I know. No, it's your one to see. Haven't got a couple of glasses of it?
Yeah.
This week bread for well next week. No. Oh, don't you tell
It's great, that, Dad. Just what I'm short of. Hazel Clinton is for the film starting in a minute.
Yeah, we'll just turn it off, will you?
What?
Turn it off, Brian. There's more important things to life than Clint Eastwood. And sit down, I want to talk to you.
What's this then? Fatherly chat. A bit pushed, aren't you?
No, I don't think so. I mean, there was no point in talking to you before you got wed. You knew all about that. It's what's gone on since that you seem to know naught about. I mean, that's why I'm here.
The only thing I've enough with my mum.
Now listen, sunshine. Just stop for a minute and use what you've got between your ears and think. I wouldn't be here saying what I'm saying now if it wasn't serious, would I?
What are you saying?
I'm saying that it's time you grew up, Brian. I'm saying that it's time that you started behaving like a grown-up fella instead of some mollycoddled kid.
Hey, now listen,
All
Dad.
right, I take the blame. I stood by and I let your mother wrap you in cotton wool. I even helped her at times, but that was then. And today's now, and it's now that I'm talking about.
All right. Look, there's me I'm talking about now. You know what I did today? 8 hours solid graft in that garage. Hey, just look at them hands. They have not been wrapped in cotton wool. You know what happens when I come home? I'll tell you one thing. I don't get mollycoddled. I get a meal that hardly fills a hollow tooth. I get that kid crying all night. Nappies are on the fire till all hours God sends. And last week when I wanted to go out with my mates, I was the biggest villain since Flaming Hitler. And here. Do you know what that is? It's a flaming race bill for 158 quid. On top of all the rest. So don't come around shouting your odds at me.
If you're waiting for me to burst into tears, Brian, you've got a long wait. So I'd sit down and make yourself comfortable if I was you. OK, so you've had your say. And nobody's denying that you've got responsibilities. But there's no need to feel so damn sorry for yourself.
And they have flaming right to.
No, you've no right. What about Gail, eh? Have you thought of that? It's take two, you know, and she's here all day on her own. She's not down at the garage laughing and joking with all the other lads and then moaning because she's got some oil spilt on her hands. And don't give me that plaster on the hands routine, because I've seen grown-up men lose a finger and they made less fuss than you're making.
Who's flaming inside of you?
Oh, just shut up
I
and
will
sit
not
down.
flame.
I say shut up! Now listen, Brian. Just listen. Moaning and groaning is not going to solve anything. Nothing at all. What you have to do is you dig in, grit your teeth, and you help each other. You do not go whining to your mother and say that you can't understand why fellas get married in the first place. Do you know what marriage is, Brian?
Finding out, aren't I?
Finding out? You're turning a blind eye to it as far as I can see. Can't understand why fellas get married in the first place. I was ashamed when I heard that about you. Ashamed. I'll tell you something for nothing, Brian. You're getting far more out of this marriage than you're putting in, and that's a fact. It's not just tipping over your wage packet, you know. It's sharing. It's working together when times are bad. It's enjoying it.
Enjoying it?
Yes, enjoying it. It's life, Brian, and living it, the two of you, three of you now. Come on, you're lucky. You're bloody lucky, and I'm lucky too. OK, I might be on the dole, but I've got your mother. How do you think I'd cope if it wasn't for her?
You don't know what it's like, Dad.
Oh, don't give me you don't know what it's like, Dad. We've had it far worse than you, Brian. Far worse. Come on. Look, you've got a nice house. OK, it's not paid for.
Don't remind me.
Oh. Look, Brian, do you know what scares me stiff, son? Kids today, I mean, young people, you get married, you have a kid, the slightest tiff, and you're off. One of you just goes, leaves, a divorce. That's no life, Brian. A one-parent family, kid never knowing its dad.
Hey, listen, steady
on. I don't
on
want to say it couldn't happen to you, son, because it could. Brian, it's a partnership. You have to work at it. So come on. You've got a good one in Gail. Don't you lose her, son.
Brian! It's 20 past.
You can tell the time, you know. Hey, look, can you do something about that? Got a flaming head like Birkenhead.
That happens to be your son.
It's no wonder he's always yelling his lungs out. He's just got to look at you when you pick him up.
Yeah, well, it wouldn't do you any harm to show a bit more interest in. He's your son and all, you know. Just what did he say to you last night, Brian?
It was between me and me dad, wasn't it?
Look, if you and your dad want to have your little secrets, that's fine by me. But when me and Nicky get involved, I think I've got a right to know.
Leave it, Gail.
Brian!
I said leave it!
Anyway, if you can't talk to your wife, that's up to you. I'm warning you, Brian. I can't take much more of this. I really can't.
All right. If you must know, he gave me a right rollicking, didn't he?
That did?
Yes.
What for?
He said it was time I grew up. Time I faced my responsibilities. Told me how easy it is to moan about how hard done we are. Said if marriages are going to work, they've got to be worked at.
Well, he may have a point, you know.
I might have known whose side you'd be on. It's always the same these days, Gail. You know something? There are times when I wonder why you bothered to marry me. There really are.
Don't talk like that.
Well, look at me. I'm the same fella you married, aren't I? I've not changed. Well?
Well, as a matter of fact, you have, Brian, yeah. For one thing, I could say more than 2 words to you in the morning without getting me head bitten off.
Oh, I see. So it's all down to me, is it? Have you taken a look at yourself lately? Because I don't remember you slopping around looking like a jumble sale after day when we got married either. Well, I'm sick of it as well, Gail. Sick to flaming death of it.
It's your breakfast, Jeff.
The way I feel now will probably choke me.
We're beginning to worry about you, you know.
Eh?
I mean, all this happiness, it's not normal. Well, not coming from you, it's not.
How do you mean?
Well, Fred, you've got to admit it. You have had a bit of a gleam in your eye these days.
I've always got a gleam in my eye. It's just that you've never noticed it. And now you have. You're too late, aren't you? Because I've found somebody else.
Have you got round to saying anything to her then?
About the possibility of getting my own pub. Well, I reckon if I do get a pub of my own, I've cracked it with that Eunice.
I see. She wouldn't have you on your own, but she might take a chance if there was a pub chucked in.
You say some very hurtful things, you, don't you? There's more to our relationship than that, you know.
I should hope so. I take it you've checked with the brewery then?
What for?
Well, to see that you can still get a pub of your own. There've been one or two changes at Newton and Ridley's, you know, since the last time you asked. Anyway, it's worth a phone call at least, Fred.
So, give me credit for something, Betty. We're not, weren't all born yesterday, you know.
Tiptoe through the tulips, la-da-dee-dum, la-da-dum.
You must have something going from that Wally Randall, and I don't mean fruit machines either.
Well, what's that supposed to mean?
You, look at you. You were nearly demented yesterday because you hadn't seen him since last Preston
Who
Guild.
was?
And this morning you're as sharp as a razor with a smile you could make toast on. What did he do? Take you to Paris for the night on Concorde?
Well, if you must know, he took me to Macclesfield in the van. We had a couple of drinks and came home, and that's about it. Now, are you happy or would you like it in writing?
Certainly knows how to treat a girl, doesn't he? I bet you let you sit next to her on the way back and all.
You know, there are some women who go out with fellas not for what they can get out of them, you know.
Sort of fellas my man warned me about. I've been looking for one ever since. Hey, do you reckon you'll be seeing him again then?
I tell you what I reckon. I reckon it's time he got stuck into them pots and gave that tongue of yours a rest before it drops out.
See him tonight, are you?
Pots!
Hello? Newton and Ridley? Yeah, look, I wonder if you can help me. Well, no, I don't know who I want to speak to, that's it. Yeah, well, it's about the possibility of taking one of your pubs, you know, running one of your houses. That's right, yeah. Yeah, well, I just thought, I wondered if I could come down and have a little chat, you know. Oh, yeah, I spoke to somebody, a couple of years ago. Fred G. Oh, no, that's my name. No, we're Mr. Creswell, Mr. Douglas Creswell, that's the fella.
Mr. Creswell of the brewery?
Oh, hello, Mrs.
thank you,
Walker.
Fred.
Yes. Oh, no, well, it was me that were phoning in, Mr. Walker. It's not for you.
Mr. Creswell?
Yes. Look, hang on a minute, will you? I'd better just pop through and have a word with you. I'll explain it later when I finish, Mrs. Walker.
You better had.
Hang on.
You still fretting about what you said to Brian last night?
Well, of course I am. I can't help it, can I? I mean, there I was putting me oar in, a thing I said I'd never do. I mean, come on, how many times have I told you off for doing the same thing?
Well, somebody had to, Bert. Look, if it hadn't been you, I dare say I'd have said something. And I wouldn't have minced me words either. Should be ashamed of the soul state they're getting themselves into. Especially when you consider they've got that young baby to think of and all.
Well, I hope Brian doesn't take it the wrong way. You know what he's like. Could be a funny beggar at times.
Well, look, would you just rather have sat back and watched the marriage go to the dogs?
No,
knowing that you'd done naught about it?
So, you see, Mrs. Walker, I had to find out if the situation was still the same. You know, if I can have a place of my own, if and when I do get wed, like.
I think you're getting married.
Well, it's nothing definite, but hopefully it won't be long.
I see. And what does Mr. Creswell have to say?
Well, I didn't get to speak to him, Mrs. Walker. I'm going out to see him later.
I see. Well, thank you for telling me, Fred, although I can't say it comes as a complete surprise. If you do go, I shall miss you, of course. But it won't be the end of the world. All I ask is that you keep me informed of the situation.
Oh, I'll do that, Mrs. Walker. Oh, yes, I'm sure to do that.
Thank you.
Right, I'll get back, because Betty's on her own, like.
What do you think about that?
Well, it makes you look different.
That's what Miss Price said, you know, at the beauty centre last night.
If you shaved it all off, you'd look different, wouldn't you?
Oh, look, I happen to find these little tips are very useful. I mean, they're very revealing. No, she said if I took it back more, it would make my face look fuller.
Fatter.
Fuller?
Do you know that woman has a language all of her own, doesn't she? I mean, how many times do you hear her talk about people with a fuller figure? And what she really means is they've got lumps and bumps where nature never intended. Am I right, Emily?
Well,
And how many times does she talk about people with a face full of character? What she really means is they've more crow's feet than a bird sanctuary.
Oh, yes, but if it makes us feel better, and I mean, that's what we go for. It's like she says it's to help us make the most of the gifts nature's bestowed on us.
She'll still be telling you that when all your gifts have flown away.
Oh, you're talking to you this morning.
Oh, go and put kettle on. Hey, and watch that steam doesn't make your mascara run. You know, I'd rather be described as having a face full of character than having more crow's feet than a bird sanctuary. Between you and me, Emily, so would I. But to have one more peep out of her this morning about that beauty course, I'll scream this place down. Oh, bye. See you, ta-da, love. Hello, love. Now then.
Can you tell me what kind of cigars Fred smokes?
Oh, no, I can't help you there. He don't get them from me.
Oh, well, give me 5 of something not too big and swanky, eh?
Right. 73p, love. Hey, tell us something. What do you reckon people mean when they talk of the fuller figure?
Eh?
Oh, no, come on, what do you reckon? I mean, I'm trying to educate my assistant here.
Well, now, that depends, doesn't it?
What on?
Well, if it's a man, he's ready for the lard factory.
Oh.
If it's a woman, it's a fuller figure. That's what I call tact.
So long as Fred doesn't hear you.
Oh, give me a man with a bit of meat on him any day of the week. Something to warm your feet on during those cold winter nights. Anyway, that's what counts when you get to our age, isn't it, love? I'll be seeing you.
One word, Riley, one word.
You bad myself.
Still, if that's what you fancy, mate, good luck to you. But there's pubs and pubs. Not all laughing all the way to the bank nowadays, you know.
You don't have to tell us, mate. Look, there's nothing settled yet, so keep it under wraps. Yeah, won't you? I'm going out to the brewery this afternoon, so, see how the land lies.
You jammy beggar. A pub of your own? Hey, that's a working man's dream, that, you know.
Stanley, how do you know what a working man dreams about?
You know, Stanley, that's what the brewers have been saying about you for years.
What?
There he goes, there goes Stanley, they say. The brewer's dream come true.
There now. That's better, isn't it? When you've got a nice full tummy and you're nice and dry. So why don't you have a little lie down while your mummy does the washing up, eh? All right? Or would you rather do the washing up and I'll have a lie down? Eh? What are you doing here?
Well, actually, didn't I?
You've not gone and upset Ron Sykes again, have you?
I've not got the sack if that's what you're thinking. I'm road testing the car. I had to come and see you, didn't I?
Yeah, well, you're lucky I'm still here after the way you behaved this morning. There's plenty wouldn't have been, you know.
Yeah, I know that, love. I'm sorry about that, I really am. Just couldn't get over the way that my dad spoke to me. As if I was some stupid kid or something.
Well, that's no reason to take it out on me and Nicky.
No, it isn't. I thought about nothing else all morning. But you and Nick, what my dad said. He was right. Dead right. That's what got me. In this time I grew up and realised it's not just me to think about anymore. And what I've got is worth fighting for. Because if I don't, if we don't, we might as well just pack up now. And everything we ever hoped for goes right out that window.
Hey, don't talk like that.
I'm trying to face facts, Gail. It happens to be the truth.
Yes, well, it's not all your fault. It's mine as well. And me who wanted to move here in the first place. I mean, if we hadn't come here, if we hadn't got a big mortgage...
Hey, if we didn't buy this house, if we didn't have Nick, if we didn't get married in the first place, but we did, didn't we? And all that matters now is where we go from here, right?
Right.
And I know where I'm going. Because without you, Nick, I've got nothing.
Me neither.
Oh, I think that's the right shade. They all have such exotic sounding names, don't they? Well, you must admit, Bermuda Glow does sound a lot better than Mucky Brown. I suppose you do. That it then? Oh, I hope so. I knew there was something I'd forgotten when I was in this morning. Bye. Bye-bye, love. Hello. Hey, where's the fire?
Yeah, I've not got much time, but it's Mavis I'm after. Is she in?
Do you know, perhaps I'm wrong. Perhaps there is something in this beauty lark.
Hey?
Never mind, love. You're too young to understand. Mavis, there's a big honking fella here wants to know if he can have you on toast for his tea.
Hello. Oh, taking a notice of her. She's had it on her ever since we opened up this morning. I think she's at a funny age myself.
Well, if I am, it's not making me laugh, I can tell you.
What can I do for you?
Well, I was wondering how you fixed for babysitting.
When?
Tonight.
Oh, no, I'm sorry, I can't. I'm going out with Emily.
Oh, I see. Oh, well, if you can't, you can't.
I am sorry. Was it a special occasion?
Yeah, it was, but thanks anyway.
Hang on.
Hey?
I'm too long in tooth, am I?
You?
Well, I do know one end from t'other, you know. And they're not that difficult at this age, are they?
Well, you're not working tonight?
No.
Well, what about Len?
He doesn't need a babysitter. And if you keep chucking excuses at me like that, I'll begin to think I'm not wanted.
I'm sorry, I just didn't think of you. Well, can you make it about 7?
Try me.
Right. 7 o'clock then. I'll see you.
Right. Well, don't look at me like that. You that said I was at a funny age.
Hey up, must be working. What must? New perfume of yours, what was it? Essence of sausages. Lover boys in.
Now, look, Sandra, I've just had about enough of you for one day. If there's any more of it, just... Hello, Wally.
Hello, Elsie.
You were saying?
What are you doing here?
Well, I fancied a cup of tea, and as the shop that side's a paper shop and that side's a dry cleaners, I thought I'd come in here.
Daft beggar. I thought you'd gone out of town for the day.
Yes, I had. I got through sooner than I thought. Couldn't have to do with that cup of tea. Hey, why don't you come and sit down for 5 minutes?
I'd love to, but you can see how I'm fixed.
I'm not useless, you know.
Oh, thank you. My feet will be grateful to you forever. Oh, do you want something to eat? I forgot.
I'm starving, actually.
Look, I'll get your menu.
No offence, Elsie, but I thought I'd go somewhere else tonight.
Oh, anywhere interesting?
Well, nowhere special, no. I thought I'd have something to eat in town and then go on somewhere afterwards. You know, there's a couple of films I'd like to see. Thank you.
Oh, I can't think of the last time I went to the pictures.
No?
Well, it's not much fun on your own, is it?
I can't say I've ever really thought about it. You know, if I want to go to the pictures, just go. Simple as that.
Well, if you want anybody along to unwrap your chalk ices, then...
Oh, well, look, I mean, you know, if you'd like to come with me tonight.
No, you daft beggar. If you want to go on your own.
No, I didn't say that.
Well, it just so happens that my ticket to a Lord Mayor's ball have got lost in the post, and I do happen to be free. Come in. Everything all right, Fred?
Yeah.
Well, you do seem to have been quite a while.
Well, I had to wait for him, didn't I?
But you did see Mr. Cresswell?
Yeah, I saw Mr. Creswell.
How did he get on, though? Now, look, Fred, there are many reasons why you may not be able to get a house of your own. There are certain qualities a landlord needs which are not noticeable at first. Now, and I do speak from long experience.
Yeah, I suppose you're right, Mrs. Walker. That's why I had no choice. That's why he said that I'm just the type of fella to run a Newton and Ridley house.
Fred, I thought for a minute they'd turned you down. So did I.
A man of my charm and talent.
Not to mention modesty.
Sorry, Mrs. Walker, I couldn't resist that.
I'm very pleased for you, Fred. Sit down.
Thank you. I wonder if I could ask a favour, Mrs. Walker.
Yes?
I wondered if I could borrow the Rover. Take Eunice out somewhere special, you know.
Bit of a celebration.
Look, I won't drink and drive, and I'll bring it back in one piece.
Very well, but you do promise to be careful.
I'll treat it just as if it were my own, Mrs. Walker.
I'm quite sure you will. Oh, I'm sure you'll feel like a drink after your ordeal.
A drink? Oh, I could murder one.
Elizabeth, do bring another cup for Fred.
Yes, Mrs. Walker.
Hey, you look good enough to eat.
All right, I believe you. You don't have to prove it.
Hey, is Nick okay?
Yeah, he's fine. And thanks.
What for?
Tonight, it was a smashing surprise.
Hey, it's the least I could do. After the way I spoke this morning, I'm lucky I've still got a roof over my head.
Well, I'm lucky to have a fella like you.
Yeah, I'll get that.
Oh, sorry, have I kept you waiting?
No, of course we haven't. Yeah, I'll take your coat.
Oh, thank you.
Thanks for coming, Rita. Bryce says he don't know what we'd have done if you hadn't.
Yes, I do. We've stopped in, wouldn't we?
Well, I don't think you'll hear a peep out of him. But if you do, there's a drink for him in the kitchen.
Yes, and there's one for the babysitter too, so you just help yourself.
I just might do that.
And if you want to watch telly, take him upstairs. He'll be all right in his carry cup.
Listen, if you'd rather he took me out and you stayed in, it can be arranged, you know.
I do go on a bit, don't I?
Well, don't blame you. I reckon I'd do the same.
Right, well, we'll not be long then.
No, stop worrying. Just get out. Enjoy yourself. Go on.
We'll try.
Ta-da. See you.
Ta.
he lovely?
Middle for diddle.
Hey, hang on a minute.
What's the matter?
That last throw of yours. How long's double 18 been 38?
Oh, I see what you mean. I don't know how I did that, though, because I'm pretty good at reckoning up usually.
Ah, you and the milkman's horse.
Oh, it took you long enough to see it, didn't it? Well, come on, are you playing or not?
What, against that computer brain of yours? I wouldn't stand a chance.
You want to get electric scoreboards, you know, like they have on TV for darts.
Why don't you suggest it to Mrs. Walker? I mean, she enjoys a good laugh.
That's another thing.
He's full of it, isn't he, tonight?
A suggestion box.
Electric scoreboard, a suggestion box. Anything else while we're at it? How about colour telly and cabaret every night and free ale every weekend?
Yes.
There's so much you can do, Olivia. You can fill that up again. Put one in there and all. It might stop him rabbiting for 5 minutes.
Well, they never getting out if you don't ask for it.
I've noticed that, Stanley, yeah. Hey, there's nothing wrong with your timing, is there? What are you
No, come on, this is my shout.
Don't be daft. Come on, what are you?
No, I insist.
Look, if it's going to stop a punch-up, I'm sure I can manage another gin and tonic afterwards. I didn't hear you offer by any chance, did I, Stan?
No. Right, then that's a pint of bitter, a gin and tonic and those two, please.
That's very decent of you.
Oh, it's like that, aren't you?
So they tell me, eh?
Well, then, come on. Did Auntie Rita waken you up? Come on, then. Hello, little darling. Hello. Come on. Did I waken you? Well, that's better, isn't it? Eh? Oh, you're going to break a few hearts when you grow up, laddie, aren't you? Eh? Rock-a-bye, baby, on a treetop. When the wind blows, the cradle will rock.
Hello. We thought you'd be in here.
Hey, all right.
Are these seats taken?
They were, but they're not now, so park yourself.
Are you on your own?
Well, it looks like it, doesn't it?
I meant, what have you done with baby Nicholas?
Rita's looking after him.
What, Rita Fairclough? What you had to leave him with her for? I mean, what's up with us? Hey.
Nothing's up with you, man. It's just something we decided on the spur of the moment. And Rita was handy and she said okay. All right. And, listen, we'd like to say thanks.
Thanks?
Yeah, to you, really. What you said to Brian. He didn't take too kindly to it at first, but we've thought it out, and we think you're right.
Yeah, dead right.
It don't make it any easier, but at least we know where we've got to go.
There you are, you see. I told you it would be all right in the end, didn't I?
You? You've been worried sick all day in case they never spoke to you again.
Whatever gave you that idea, my sweet?
I'll tell you what, love. I bet they don't get many drunks in here. The time it takes to get a drink.
Oh, very amusing. All right. I can take a hint. Come on, you can help me carry him. Betty, love.
If it's as bad as all that, why do you stay there?
Well, I've no choice, have I? I mean, you tell me where I can get bed, breakfast and an evening meal for what I'm paying.
Oh, I don't know. It could be arranged. Free use of the crewage and all that. My office still open.
Well, your place, you mean?
You could do worse.
I am doing worse.
Well, look, I tell you what. Why don't you come round, have a look at the room? I mean, you've nothing to lose, have you?
Nothing at all.
It was a smashing night, Fred.
Did it in style, didn't we?
Oh, it's lovely. The last time I was in anything like this was when I was matron of honour at Mildred Penny's wedding. Didn't last, though. The marriage, I mean. The car's probably still going strong.
I suppose it is. Any chance of a cup of coffee?
Yeah, of course there is, as long as you don't mind my dad.
Well, he still won't be awake, will he?
Oh, he drives us potty. He sleeps all day and keeps the rest of us up half the night. Him and his flaming clocks.
Clocks?
He's dozens of them. Chiming clocks, cuckoo clocks, you name them, he's got them. It's a hobby with him.
Expensive hobby.
Oh, no, none of them work. Well, not properly, that is.
Hang on a minute, Eunice.
I thought you wanted a cup of coffee.
Well, never mind about that. There's something I want to talk to you about.
I wouldn't have thought you'd anything else to talk about. You've done nothing but chatter all night, eh? You're breaking those teeth in for somebody.
Look, just be serious for a minute,
Sorry.
will you, love?
Go on.
You know what I was saying earlier about Newton and Ridley's offering a pub of my own, like?
I think it's smashing, Freddie. I'm really chuffed for you.
Yeah, only the thing is that, well, I have to be married, like, you know. You have to be wed and, well, now that it's more or less definite that I can have a pub, and, well, you were saying, weren't you, that, well, you know, you fancied running one. I just, well, I wondered what you thought of, you know, did you fancy running one with me?
Hang on a minute. Are you asking what I think you're asking?
I'm asking you to marry me.
Well, you don't let the grass grow under your feet, I'll say that for you.
Well, there's no point, is there? Life's too short, Eunice. Still, suppose you want to think about it.
I don't have to, I already have. Don't look so surprised. You've had something like this on your mind for days, haven't you?
How did you know?
Fred G., you're about as subtle as a steam hammer.
Well, what do you reckon?
Well, I reckon I'll be happy to give it a whirl if you will.
You will? We'll make a good team, Eunice. You won't regret it.
I hope I won't, because I won't be the only one.
And it is a very exclusive restaurant. In fact, it is so exclusive, I can't even tell you the name over the phone. Yeah, all right. I'll pick you up, what, 7:30? Yeah. Well, I suppose you better go and do your keep fit and whatever it is. Get yourself ready for me. Yeah. Goodbye, Sonia.
Oh, hello, Hilda. Oh, only I've run a bit short, Elsie, love, and I knew you wouldn't mind.
What are neighbours for?
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't be alive today if you hadn't come round cadging, would I?
Hey, you've never forgotten that, have you?
No, well, what is it this time? Sugar? Well, I said yesterday you should have taken the old bag, didn't I?
No, a spot of lard's what I'm after today. Only Stan's very particular about the way I do his sausages.
Is it? Well, perhaps you'd help yourself, Hilda. You can see I'm a bit...
Oh, yeah, you stay where you are.
Yes, it's second cupboard.
Oh, right.
I always keep a bit in.
Yeah, best way.
Yeah, I never know when you might need it.
Getting yourself all dolled up, are you? Oh, it's all right for these fellas, isn't it? I mean, a spot of brilliantine and they're done, aren't they? For us women, have to have us little secret ways, don't we?
Yeah.
I believe you're walking out with a fella. That's if what our Stan says is out to go by.
Oh, come on, be fair, Hilda. Whenever was what your Stan said out to go by?
Well, he seen you in the Rovers. Said he thought his name was, Wally somewhat or other.
Keeps his ears open, your Stanley, doesn't he? Yeah. Be keeping his mouth up and all, waiting for them sausages.
Oh, yeah. Well, I can't stand here chatting all morning, can I?
No.
No, well, I'll pay you this back as soon as I get round to the Robertses.
You look pleased with yourself.
Hello, Betty, love.
Hey, the look you had on your face then.
Well, I'm all right to be pleased with myself, haven't I? Want to know why?
Why?
Well, I went out with Eunice last night, weren't I? Popped the question, asked her if she'd wed me, and she said yes.
She didn't.
She did.
Oh, lovey. Oh, I am pleased. Congratulations.
Yeah, well, only I'm not making a general announcement, you know what I mean?
Well, no.
Well, I mean, there's Oggy and them in the Rovers. I mean, they'd never leave me alone, would they?
Well, if not else, I mean, we ought to have a little celebration drink.
I'll go on with that.
Come on, then. No time like the present.
Right.
Come on. Hey, it's a pity Mrs. Walker isn't here today.
I don't know she's going to take it, because, well, it'll mean me leaving here, won't it?
Oh, she'll be pleased for you, love. She's bound to be.
Yeah. Come.
Oh, hey, have you seen what beer does to this bar top? I'd hate to see the inside of our Stanley's stomach.
Well, there aren't many who disagree with you there, Hilda.
Now then, you going to join us, are you, in a little celebration drink, Hilda?
Oh, yeah, of course. What are we, are we celebrating anything in particular?
Me, innit? Getting wed. Me and Eunice Nuttall.
Hey, wow. Oh, they say
There's somebody for everybody, don't there, if you look far enough.
Only we're keeping it quiet, Hilda. We don't want any loud mouths, you know, shouting it around.
No. Morning, love. You're just in time.
What's
There.
this then? Sherry for the workers?
Oh, you'll never guess.
Run out of tea bags?
No. Fred and Eunice are going to be wed.
No.
Right.
Well, you've surprised me there, Fred, me old love, and no mistake.
Only we're just keeping it quiet for the bit, you know what I mean?
Yeah, the trouble is, I'll probably start fancying him now. It generally works like that with me when they get wed to somebody else.
Now, come on now. All right, Hilda, got yours? Yes, Dad. Hang on a minute, lovey. Oh, yes, sorry. We want to drink to Fred and Eunice. May you have many years of happiness, love.
Happiness? I thought they were getting married.
Come on now, to Fred and Eunice. Yeah, Fred and Eunice. Yeah.
Cheers.
And that's the view from the hotel balcony.
yeah.
Oh, it was a lovely sea. It was that blue, you just wanted to dive right into it, you know.
I'll be with you in a minute, Albert.
Well, these last ones were taken at the airport just before we set off back, just to use the film up, really. You know. Oh, look, that's me standing in front of the aeroplane. I've got that big sun hat on again.
What sort was it?
Well, it's sort of a turquoise straw with a ribbon round it.
No, I mean the aeroplane.
Oh, I don't know.
737, I think.
Oh, anyway, that was it.
Well, it looks as if you had a nice time,
Oh,
anyway.
yes, we did. I mean, there were little things, you know, like I got a big blister on the back of my heel, and then one morning Emily's vacuum flask burst and it spoiled all our packed lunches. But, yeah, we did have a nice time.
Yes, Albert.
Really. Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Tatlock. I've kept you waiting on time.
Only 10 minutes.
Oh, would you like to see the pictures Emily and me took in Malta? You can take them home with you if you like.
Good, are they?
Oh, no, they're just snaps that we took with my little camera.
Oh, that won't bother.
Oh, well, ta-ra.
Ta-ra, look.
Fancy offering to show you photographs and then tell you they're all good.
Well,
Hello, mate.
oh, that's very nice of you. I mean, usually I go to the Rovers for a pie and a pint, you see, but I don't mind a change now and again.
You get your eyes off. These are for someone a bit more shapely than you, mate.
I got a present for you.
What?
That's a waste disposal in there, you know. Not a device for chewing up teaspoons.
Is that all it was?
Yes!
And you're going to send me the bill for that?
Well, of course I am. I've been half the flipping day putting it back together again.
Ah. Well, I'll tell you what. Bill the factory. Call it routine maintenance. Let the firm pay.
The firm pay.
Yeah. Then I'll buy you that pint you've been on about. I just put this in the fridge.
Who's the lucky lady? Anybody I know?
Well, not as well as I do. At least, I hope not as well.
What's her name?
Miss Sonia Price.
Sonia.
Yeah, Sonia.
You're a lucky beggar, you know.
What do you mean? That's got nothing to do with it. I spent a lot of time, money and effort in getting her up here.
No, I mean, look what you've got going for you. You've got a lovely place like this. You got an XJ6 outside, a beautiful bird on the way up to have a nice quiet evening with you. And what have I got? I've got a dirty old van, a 2 up and 2 down, and Rita making shepherd's pie. No, I mean, where did I go wrong? What's the secret?
I'll tell you, shall I?
Well, I wish somebody would.
Well, I decided what I wanted, and I went out and got it, but you don't really want it.
You what?
Well, if you had a chance to change places with me now, you wouldn't take it, would you?
Just give me the chance, mate.
Oh, no, I'm not going to.
No, I didn't think you would.
Now, I'll tell you, there are millions of fellas in this world all saying how they wish they could get rid of their wives and what they would do if they could, but give them the chance, not one of them would take it.
You think so?
I know, sir.
I should have left that flipping teaspoon down there, you know. Fellas like you, the way you live, you deserve to have something go wrong.
Well, you can have them if they're any use to you. Now, this is supposed to give your hair golden highlights, and the lotion is supposed to leave your skin velvety soft with the odour of wild strawberries. At least that's Susie Birchall's theory.
Oh, they've not been there since she went, have they?
Oh, to have gone off. It was just that I was clearing my bathroom cabinet out and it seemed a pity to throw them away.
Well, Elsie, I'll give anything a whirl if it's free, and if you're sure you don't want them.
Oh, kid, at my age, the odour of steak and kidney pie gets you farther than the odour of wild strawberries. Here's me order, and I'll call for it on my way home.
Right. Hey, hang on a minute, is this right? Large loaf, dozen eggs, pound of ham.
Just as it stands.
Oh, as long as I know.
Your Martin coming back, is it?
No, Hilda, he isn't.
Oh, visitors then?
Oh, I knew I couldn't keep it a secret. Listen, it's like this.
Margaret Thatcher has invited Ronald Reagan and his wife round for the weekend to their place. But as number 10 is rather crowded, they've got no room. So I said I'd put 'em up. Well, they know I've always had a soft spot for Yanks.
Well, if that's what passes for her sense of humour, she needn't have bothered divorcing her previous husbands. She could have just bored them to death.
Have you ever tried not asking questions, Hilda?
Well, it's only 'cause I'm interested in me fellow man. I'm a very caring person, me. I sometimes think I'm too full of warmth and human compression for my own good. And that's more than can be said about her.
It's wicked, the price of beer these days.
Yeah, the price of oat.
Well, I'm sorry, but it's not my doing, love.
Not long ago, you could get K-line on 10 bob. K-line.
Aye, I know what you mean.
Now, you can save up for a month.
Well, you try doing it on a pension.
And you don't see any drunks in the streets these days. Do you know why? They can't afford it.
Oh, well, you never see a pensioner drunk.
Pint of bitter, please, Ben. What are you having, love?
Oh, I'll have a pineapple juice, thank you.
Who's minding shops then?
Oh, Deirdre.
Rita's at the cabin.
Who were it who said we were a nation of shopkeepers?
Oh, Napoleon.
He must have been round here then.
Well, it took a bit of doing, you know.
When you're ready, love.
I've been ready for years, love.
I'll serve him. Large got it.
Yes, and a pint for this lady here, please.
Thank you, Squire.
I thought there were 3 of us waiting on behind this bar.
Oh, I don't know where he is.
Well, I'm going to find out.
Where's she going now?
Oh, it were like this in Malta. Service were very slow.
Come on, Flash Harry. There's some of us working out there.
I'm coming.
Hey, are you really going to get a pub of your own?
Yeah, that's right. Why? Want a job or something?
No, just never thought you would, that's all.
Oh, well. Just shows how wrong it can be, doesn't it?
Yeah. You will come back and see us sometimes, won't you, Fred?
Oh, aye.
Like now, for example.
I'm coming.
Look,
Oh, I think it's lovely.
Hey, Lynch, have you been telling folk about what I said?
Not me this time.
Oi, oi.
Oh, hello, Eunice. Look, I didn't know you were there.
You smell lovely. Is that the aftershave I bought?
Yeah, are you coming through?
Well, I thought I'd stay out here with you and your friends for a little
what's
while.
the idea? Keeping that to yourself?
Yeah, what was the big secret?
Well, I was just waiting,
Oh, I
you
must
know.
say I was surprised. Don't say I've done wrong by telling everyone, have I?
No, I was waiting for the right moment, you know.
Trying to get out of buying around more like.
That's a
He wouldn't do that, would you, mate?
Of course he wouldn't. Well, go on.
What?
Show willing.
Oh, well, go on then. What are you all having to drink?
Try a dry martini.
Tell me again. I didn't do wrong by telling everyone.
Oh, no, love. I mean, why can't you buy your mates a drink at a time like this?
Thank you, Richard.
Right. I think I'll go and make our Tracy's tea. Do you fancy a cuppa?
Sounds lovely.
Right. Oh, I'll just serve this customer first, shall I?
Yeah, I should. All right, Ken.
Yeah, fine, thanks. How are you?
Surviving.
Would it help if I took you for a drink tonight?
Well, it wouldn't do any harm. I'd have to fix the baby.
Listen, if you're worrying about babysitters, I shall be here.
Are you sure?
Well, I'm doing these accounts. You're going to take me every night this week.
Oh, thanks, Al.
Yeah, cheers, Alf. No, there's something else.
You mean apart from me?
Yes, a small slice loaf.
My God, it's a wonder you remember to ask me out with that on your mind.
Hey, have you heard about Fred G?
What?
Oh, yeah.
Got himself engaged. He was telling everybody in pub this dinner time.
Well, good for Fred.
Oh, you're not entirely against engagements, then?
Well, it's very difficult to generalise. In fact, I think I'd better just pay for this loaf and go.
26 and a half, please, love. Hey, just think, though. If I'd set my cap at Fred G 6 months ago, I could be dreaming of my own pub by now.
It sounds more like a nightmare to me. I'll see you later then. Bye.
Ta-ra.
You could be dreaming about your own community centre.
Do you still want that cup of tea, Alf?
Of course I do.
Well, watch what you're saying, then.
If Madame would like to step this way,
Thank you.
I'll take your coat. You won't be needing that again.
So this is your very exclusive restaurant, is it?
Well, you could say that, yeah.
You said that.
Well, who wants other people, waiters, all that hassle?
Oh, I'm not complaining.
Neither am I. Well, what would you like to drink?
Oh,
Start in the wine if you like.
yes. And can I see the menu?
Well, slight problem there. You see, places like this don't go in for menus. Each meal is individually cooked.
Sounds wonderful.
You're given the raw ingredients and you do your own thing.
You mean I'm going to be doing the cooking?
Well...
The cheek, haven't you?
You don't mind, do you?
I should.
Here. And may all your wishes come true.
And the same to you.
I was hoping you'd say that.
And you always do this? I mean, when you take somebody out for dinner, does it always mean come back to my place and do it yourself?
No.
Oh.
It's just that you are a very special person.
I've come to school. Here I sit.
Oh, love, come in.
You know, I just realised that I couldn't remember what number you said, man. I nearly knocked next door that side.
Oh, it's a good job you didn't.
Why? Is she easily upset?
Oh, no, she would have been delighted with Hilda. Well, come in and let me give you a quick drink.
Well, I thought as we were so close, we could walk down to the Rovers. Come on, I'll buy you a drink.
OK, but a quick guided tour of the premises first.
All right, if you like.
Yeah. Well, as you can see, this is the living room. And I'd want you to use it as your own. I mean, I wouldn't want you to keep to your room or anything like that.
Well, that puts you one up on my digs for a start.
To tell you the truth, I'd be glad of the company.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah. Well, upstairs then.
All right, lead on.
This way.
You gonna help me finish this wine?
Oh, no thanks.
Okay.
You do know you're nowhere near fit to drive me home.
Yeah, but don't worry. We'll think of something. Look, why don't we move over there where it's a bit more comfortable, eh?
You don't want me to do the washing up as well?
No, all I want you to do is to sit there looking lovely and wait while I put some more music on.
What's that?
I mean, someone's ringing my bell downstairs. But whoever it is, we don't want them, right? Yeah?
Hello, son. Guess who?
Oh, no.
What?
I don't believe it.
How do I get into this place, then?
Well, just push the door, it'll open.
Who is it?
There's this guy who goes around pretending he's my father.
And isn't he?
Well, that's the trouble he is. That's why he keeps turning up like a bad penny. Hello, Dad. And what you're doing here, I can't imagine.
Surprise visit. How are you, son? All right? Doing all right?
I was, yeah.
Oh, yes, you are doing all right, aren't you, eh?
Sonia, Frankie, Sonia.
How are you, dear? I'm Michael's father.
So I believe.
Known him long, have you?
Not very.
Not as long as I have, eh?
You haven't known me long. You just knew me a long time ago.
What's that?
Forget it. Where are you on your way to, anyway?
Well, like I say, it's a surprise visit. Just thought I'd take a look at your new pad. Very nice, isn't it, eh? You got your dad's taste, you know that?
Thanks.
That's all right. I'll just take a drop of raw water in it.
In what?
In that scotch.
Oh, a scotch I was about to get.
Always pleased to see me as Michael. Nothing's too much trouble where his old dad's concerned. You know what I mean?
Very nice.
He's always on at me to come and visit him, you know.
So, as I said before, where were you on your way to?
Nowhere. 3 hours I've been on my way to here.
Yeah.
Cheers. You got rationing up here, have you? 3 hours on the blinking train. No food, no drink, or very little. Good health.
Are you hungry?
I haven't eaten since breakfast.
Well, look, I know a nice little place that's still open where you can get a great steak.
Well, I could...
No, it's all right.
No. Go on, darling. You could what?
It wouldn't take me a minute.
Well, don't look at me. I just live here, that's all.
Shall I fix you a nice steak?
Oh, that'd be really nice. I don't want to cause you any bother, though, no?
Oh, no bother. And he's bought enough steak to feed us for 3 days.
Yeah, I thought I was feeding us for 3 days. And you got bloody marvellous timing, I must admit.
I won't spoil anything.
Oh, yeah.
She seems a nice girl.
She is. A very nice girl.
Well, she's a nice girl. I'm not spoiling anything, am I?
I mean, even if it was only a little pub like this, I wouldn't complain.
No.
Just as long as it was ours.
Don't worry, love, we'll make a go of it. I've been practically running this boozer on my own for the last 5 years. It'll be like a duck taking to water, me running a pub of my own.
You know,
What?
you're as different from my first husband as chalk from cheese.
Am I?
Yeah. He was little and particular about his appearance. But he was mean. He had a mean streak. If anything went wrong, anything at all, he'd take it out on me.
Well, just let me catch him, that's all.
Oh, no, I don't want you to feel like that. All I'm saying is, I have faith in you, Fred. I have, really.
You know, I never thought I'd ever hear anybody say that to me again.
Well, what do you think they'll be doing then?
We're talking. They were just sat there talking. I mean, that's what you do most of, isn't it, when you're courting?
Is it?
How else are you going to get to know each other?
That must be where I've always gone wrong.
Oh,
Evening.
hello.
Hey, Betty, it's getting busy. I'll go and fetch Fred, shall I?
Don't be so daft.
Right, have a pint of bitter and a glass of lager, please.
Rock on, Kenneth. Hey, what's all this we've been hearing about, Fred?
Go and put your ear to the living room door. You'll hear a lot more. Oh, it's true about her getting engaged then?
Oh, yeah, I don't think it'll be a long engagement, though. Not from what you were telling me.
I mean, she'll see sense.
No, it means they'll get wed.
Well, it is a surprise, is that? You're not kidding. If you'd have asked for odds on who'd have been next to get wed in this street, Fred would have been a rank outsider. Mind you, I'm not saying who the favourites would have been.
Oh, it must be the spring that's doing it, you know. I mean, look at them.
They keep closing the door.
Yeah, they seem to be catching, don't they?
Well, you needn't sound so worried.
Oh, I'm not worried.
Honestly, he's frightened to death he might get infected with a bit of romance.
Yeah.
That seems very reasonable to me, Elsie.
Well, when do you want to move in?
Well, as soon as it's convenient.
Tonight?
Well, how about dinner time tomorrow? How would that suit?
Yeah, I'll find your key.
Thanks a lot, Elsie. I really appreciate it, you know. Can't tell you how glad I'll be to see the back of these digs I'm in. You know, it's been like being in barracks again, you know what I mean?
Well, not...
Oh, of course you wouldn't, would you? Sorry. Same again, is it?
Yeah, why not?
I always used to tell him, Michael, I'd say, the only way to get on in this world is to be your own boss. You remember?
Yes, Dad.
You wouldn't think it now, but you know what I started out as? Shoeshine boy.
38 years old he was. The oldest shoeshine boy in the business.
Oh, very funny.
Shall I make some coffee?
You sure?
I'd like some. I know where everything is.
Yeah, I like a cup too, darling. Waking me up a bit.
Waking him up?
Yeah.
Here, listen.
What?
You worked out where you're staying tonight, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, where?
Well, I don't want to be no trouble, Michael. You know me. That's the last thing I want to be.
Oh, so where?
Anywhere. Sofa. I don't mind keeping down on the sofa.
What, you mean here?
Well, what do you expect me to do? Insult you?
That's great, that is.
Come all the way up here to see my only son and book into some hotel? What sort of father would I be doing a thing like that?
The sort that'd be out the way, that's the sort of father you'd be.
Oh, come on, Mike.
No, I mean it. What makes you think you can come wandering into my life whenever you feel like it, eh?
It's only for a day or two.
Mike,
What? Oh, sorry, yes, darling.
I was thinking it might be a good idea if you booked me a taxi.
Well, what do you want a taxi for?
Well, I don't want you to have to drive me home.
Shall I help myself?
Well, I don't want to drive you home either.
Well, I think somebody should, don't you?
Help myself, shall I?
Oh, yeah, go on, you help yourself. Help yourself to my booze, my flat, my car, my money, everything. I mean, I've only got this place so you can come wandering into it whenever you feel like it.
You everyone?
Oh, no. I'll get you that spare key.
Oh, which reminds me.
Reminds you what?
Oh, must remember to give that back. You know these digs I'm staying at, they close the door at 10 o'clock. You have to keep asking them for a late key. And every time you do, they look at you like you're up to no good.
Sure you won't stay and have a nightcap? It'll put off going back a bit longer.
No, I better be making tracks, actually. I've got a lot on tomorrow. You know, not forgetting moving in here. Right. Tar, now. It'll be around sometime, dinner time tomorrow sometime. Will that be okay?
Yeah, and if I'm not in, you'll make yourself at home, won't you?
Yes, I will. And thanks again, Elsie. I really appreciate it.
Are you sure you won't change your mind about a nightcap?
No, I better be off.
All right. Till tomorrow, then.
Ta-ra, love.
Nice to get up in the morning.
Good God.
Skip the reverence, that'll do.
Well, you could have cleaned up the place a bit. Or is that too much to expect?
You want an au pair, you get yourself an au pair. Don't ask me to do it.
You really are an untidy slob, aren't you?
Oh, getting to be quite a little housewife, aren't you, in your old age?
Look, I didn't pay a fortune for this place for you to turn it into a doss house. And what did that dial?
Gordon Blue Nosh, that is. Fancy a bit?
Oh, no, thanks. What is it? Or should I say, what was it?
It's a lump of meat I found in the fridge.
Lump of meat?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's only my best flaming fillet steak at 50-odd quid a pound.
Well, you didn't have no bacon, did you?
I don't go in for cooked breakfast, do I?
Well, maybe you should. You're looking a bit rough these days. Look at me. Protein first thing every morning. Don't look a day over 50. I bet if you told that bird last night I was your brother, she'd have believed you.
Yeah, that was another marvellous bloody bit of timing as well.
Spoil your chances, did I? Don't worry. She'll keep her engine running for you, that one. I must admit, you take after your old dad in that respect. You know, you got good taste for the ladies are concerned.
Yeah, well, never mind all that. Just shut up for a minute and tell me, why are you really here, eh? Or shall I guess, eh?
Go on, go on.
Poppy, loot, money?
Yeah.
How much is it going to cost me this time?
How much did it cost you last time?
Nothing, because I said no.
Right. This time, I won't even do any asking.
Oh, yeah, what is it then, eh? Fuzz still after you, that it, eh?
Tell me something, son. Why do you always think the worst of me?
Perhaps it's got something to do with 40-odd years of knowing you.
Ugh. If I was to tell you that the video business is taking off on a big way and making a bundle, that I've come up here, see my only son and heir, and have a little break, would you believe me?
Nope.
I tell him a lie, he doesn't believe me. Tell him the truth, he doesn't believe me. So why don't you stop asking stupid questions? Make yourself useful. Go and put the kettle on.
You really have got the cheek of the devil, haven't you?
It's a Baldwin characteristic, isn't it, son? You should be thankful. You've inherited your share of it, too.
Now, on the level, is the business really doing well?
Want to see my bank statement?
Probably be forged anyway.
Get over
Okay. If you are telling the truth for once in your evil old life, then why don't you pay back the money you got off Alf and Fred, eh?
That I like. Loyalty to your old mates.
They are not mates, just do me a favour. But before you apply to the Pope for your sainthood, pay back the money that you conned off them.
Oh, listen, that was a business transaction, son.
Whatever name it went under, it left a very nasty smell here and I had to live with it. Dad?
Oh, well. Leave it to me, son. I'll take care of it.
That's what's worrying me. You really are a wicked old git.
I wonder how it'll feel being married again.
Oh, grand.
I'm not trying to put you off, because I'm not like that. No, seriously, Fred. You'll have to do a bit of adjusting, you know, because, well, you've been on your own for a long time.
Too damn long.
Yeah, so have I. That's why I know what I'm talking about, you see, lovey. You get selfish. You get used to doing the things, you know, the way you want to do them.
Well, Eunice is easy enough to get on with.
Yeah, but how about you?
Well, I mean, our Edna, she never had no complaints. Bless her. We got on well, me and Edna. I like to think she were happy for me now, you know.
I'm sure she would be, lovey.
Anyhow, Betty, you know, after what you said, would it stop you getting wet again?
Who'd I me?
I don't know, Chuck. Every pan has its lid, you know, doesn't it?
Yeah. Sometimes, you know, Fred, I think, well, nobody could ever take the place of my Cyril. See, you get so blooming lonely.
Any in that pot left for me? Hey, guess who I've just seen driving up to the factory with Big Bones Baldwin? His saucy little dad.
He's never turned up again.
Frankie Baldwin, are you having me on?
Well, it was either Frankie or Sylvester Stallone. You know how my eyesight's playing me up in my old age.
Right, cheeky little swine, I'll have him.
Hey, you! Hey, Fred, my old China. What's this the boy's been telling me about you then, eh? Woody Bells, is it? You randy old devil.
Never mind about that. What about that flipping money you owe me? That'll old Alf Roberts. You better look a right pair of Charlies,
All
didn't
right,
you?
Fred, lay off.
I'm not going to lay off until I get my money.
You get it. Now
Look,
leave him alone.
I'm not going to let go of this little runt until I get paid. Not this time, no danger.
Why do you think I come up? I made the trip specially.
Oh, yeah?
Look, I'd have to have a screw loose. Put my head in the lion's mouth. If I hadn't got the cash, now wouldn't I?
Got a point there, Fred.
All right, then, if you've got the cash, let's see the colour of the bread now. Come on.
I'm on my way to the bank this very minute.
The bank? Oh, go on, tell us another one, will you?
Fair enough, son. Suit yourself. Perhaps you prefer a cheque.
Oh, no, you have got to be joking.
In that case, you haven't got much choice, have you?
Well, come on, have you got the cash or not?
I'm sorry, son, I don't go about with lots of cash on me these days. You never know what sort of villains you might run into.
You get it, Fred. Just relax, it'll be okay.
I bet I do, mate.
I bet I had, George. Just watch it.
Hello, Fred.
Hiya, Alfie. I've just seen Frankie Baldwin across the street.
Frankie Baldwin? Over there?
Yeah.
You want a word?
Hang about. There's no need for all that.
Oh, you got the money then, did you?
Well, no, he's just told me he's been to the bank for it.
You've never seen him and let him go, have you?
He said he's going to the bank to get the cash, innit?
Well, if you believe that, you believe anything.
You dozy hummer.
There's no point in calling me names, is there? What else could I do?
You should have gone with him. That's what you should have done.
Mike was there. He said it'd be all right, didn't he?
Oh, well, that's all right then. Remember what Mike said last time his father was up here bouncing checks?
Look, he's come up here under his own steam, Alfie. He's supposed to have got the flipping cash,
He'll
hasn't he?
be up here on some more mug givers. There's going to be a few more mugs. Won't be for our benefit.
Listen, I'm no pessimist. Ask anybody who knows me and they'll tell you. But I bet you £1 to a penny Frankie's halfway back to London by now. Sorry, gents. You've blown it.
She's not in.
Oh, I know, love. She's at work.
You leaving that with her to mind for you?
Something like that, aye.
Well, I'll take it in if you like.
It's all the same, but there's no need.
You've got a key.
That's right.
Did she give it you?
Well, I didn't pinch it.
Oh, no, I wasn't suggesting. I mean, well, I know you're a friend of Elsie's, of course. No, it's just with us being neighbours, I like to keep an eye out for her.
Oh, I'm sure you do.
Well, you have to, don't you, what with what goes on in the world these days?
Well, with you keeping an eye out for her, Elsie hasn't got a thing to worry about.
Well, it's with her being on her own, you see. I mean, when she had that fire that time, well, if it hadn't been for me, she wouldn't be here today. I expect she's told you about that.
Aye, she did mention something.
Mind you, if she was thinking of having somebody to stop with her, well, that'll be different, of course.
I dare say it would. It would mean you wouldn't have to keep worrying about her all the time, wouldn't it? Good afternoon.
Well, go on. I'll give you 3 guesses. Go on, amaze me.
He weren't there.
He weren't there. Brilliant. Of course he weren't there. Nobody's seen either head of him since you let him float off this morning.
What about Mike?
Oh, what about him? He's away as well. Business call.
Fred saw him at 10. It's what, 12:30? It must be a very long queue at that bank.
There is no flipping bank.
I've no sympathy for either.
Oh, thanks a bundle. Easy to tell your mates are when you're down, innit?
Listen, if you hadn't been so blooming greedy, you wouldn't have fallen for his stories in the first place.
Hey, what's greedy? Do you mean you say you wouldn't take the chance to get a bit of extra money?
Not a fly-by-night scheme like that one would have had more sense.
Women do.
Yes, they do.
Oh, Belto.
Oh, here comes your intended. I wonder if she knows what a gentleman she's getting.
Hello, Freddie. How's my favourite fiancé this morning?
His usual little sweet smiling self, isn't that right, Freddie, love?
Excuse me, Betty.
What?
Can I just have a word?
You what? Well, why didn't you say? Betty, Mavis says there's no paper in Ladies' Love.
Oh, that's Hilda again. She's supposed to see to that every morning. Hey, Stan, why don't you get your missus to do her job in a proper fashion?
What is now doing me?
Oh.
No, you know it is with these liberated career women. Their husbands have no control over them at all.
And have you got your ring? Can I see it? Ring? Yes, your engagement ring. I mean, I thought with you getting engaged to Fred.
Well, we haven't got around to that yet, have we, Freddie?
What's that, sweetheart?
Engagement ring. Mavis was just asking.
Oh, was she?
No, but it's funny, is that? Because Fred was just saying how he wants to buy you a right nice big diamond solitaire.
Take the notice, love.
If only he hadn't caught a cold on a little business venture, what he's been involved with. I bet you didn't know he was a financial wheeler and dealer as well, did you?
Take the notice, love. She's got a warped mind, her.
Oh, he's only kidding. He's very fond of me, really. Luke is dying to smile, aren't you, Fred? Go on, it's easy. Watch my lips.
Guess who I've just seen letting himself into Elsie Tanner's not 10 minutes since with his own key?
Listen, when the news at 10 start paying your wages, you can start with the news gathering, but while Mrs. Walker is, would you mind putting these in there?
That Wally Watson, you know, that friend of hers with the slot machines. And he had a case with him.
Well, she's probably taking his washing to the laundress or something.
Well, why would she give him a key? Now, why couldn't he wait while she come home? Oh, no. No, I think she's definitely up to something very peculiar there.
You know, Elder Love, if somebody was to walk in here now and see you standing in the middle of a pub floor with your arms full of bog rolls, they could very well say the same thing about you.
Do you reckon he is moving in?
So where's Alf now, then?
He's gone back to the shop, enough.
I don't blame him, do you? Hey, Fred, Next time you get a quarter of boiled ham off Alf, make sure there's no weed killer on it first.
Do you know what we do when we get our own pub, love? First thing we're going to do is get rid of all the flipping comedians.
Hey, Betty, I know we both qualify for the brain of Britain, but do you think for once in our lives we could be wrong?
Hello, Fred, me old China.
What are you doing here?
I was sorry to take so long. I bet you thought we were going to turn up, didn't you?
Oh, not much.
I had to go to Manchester, see?
Oh, yeah?
Got on the wrong blinking bus coming back.
Yeah, go on.
Never mind, I got the money. How much do I owe you? 10? 20?
There you are, Fred. You'll be able
30.
to buy units for smashing engagement ring after all. Won't he?
Murder, doesn't it? I mean, what about the police inquiries last time?
All been dropped. According to Frankie, the business is in the clear and booming. In fact, he was telling Fred that he left his money in it, he'd make an even bigger killing, to quote him.
Well, I bet even Fred wouldn't fall for that. Well, not again, would he? Nor you.
Well, wait. Now I've got my money back, I'm sticking to it.
What would you do if a fella came through that door right now offering you gold sovereigns at £1 each?
Just make a cup of tea.
I thought he'd say that.
Some people just aren't born gamblers.
Now, there must be enough there to keep the likes of Frank in beer and skittles. I wonder if he's doing as well as he says, or if it's just another elaborate ploy.
Well, there's only one way to find out. You invest something in it.
Oh, no, thank you. I've got better things to do with my hard-earned cash, particularly with Easter coming up.
Why, what are you doing?
I'm driving up to Scotland.
Oh, that'll be nice. To see the children.
Well, to see Susan and her grandparents, you know. Peter couldn't get leave.
I bet it's lovely there at Easter.
Well, it's nippy but exhilarating. All that space once you leave the city. Nothing but mountains, water and sky. Come with me.
Oh, I can't.
Why not? Introduce you to take you to Loch Ness, introduce you to the monster.
Now, I've got a little monster of my own, remember? No, actually, she's the reason I can't come. I promised to take her to Blackpool over Easter. Emily's coming too, you know, and I've promised I'll take her on all the kiddies' ride on the amusement park, and I can't let her down.
Oh, Emily?
Oh, yes, Emily. She's a devil once she gets going on them bumper cars.
Yeah, fair enough, because you can't let the children down.
No.
Still, would have been nice.
Yeah, it would.
Right, Stanley, if you want any dinner, you come now, you don't get none. I'm not running a flipping hotel.
Quite right.
Huh?
I have the same trouble with our Ken. Thinks he can come in to eat any time he pleases.
Yeah. It's a phase, Albert. It's known as rebelling against authority. They all go through it. He'll be all right once he grows up.
Ah, Hilda, just the lady I wanted to see.
Oh, yeah?
Yes, I believe you were worried earlier on about Wally having a key to my place.
Oh, yeah, well, I was just wanted to know that everything was all right. You know how it is.
Oh, I do indeed, Hilda. And just to put your concerned little mind at rest, Wally has a key because from today on, he'll be living with me. He's moving in as a paying guest.
Well, that's one name for it.
Pint of bitter and gin and tonic, please.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I'll sub up then.
No, it's all right, Chuck. You take your time. Don't want to rush you.
You made a smart move there, you know. Elsie's a great girl. And she's an old friend of mine.
I know she's a great girl. You don't have to tell me that.
Well, looks like you've been and gone and done it again, kid.
I've told you. He's me lodger.
Oh, I know what you've told me. I can't say I blame you. Better luck with this one than the last there, kid.
Oh, come on. It's Danny Johnson. He's different.
I hope so, Elsie. For your sake.
Hey, Alan.
Oh, thanks. Smashing. Cheers.
Right, let's try again, shall we?
Try what?
Get the evening off to a flying start.
I thought we got airborne last night.
We did, until we were so rudely interrupted.
Where is your dad tonight?
Don't worry, he's on his way back to the smoke.
Oh, I thought he'd come up for a few days.
Yeah, he did. Had a few business things that he did. Then I took him out for a slap-up lunch, poured half a dozen brandies down him, took him to Piccadilly Station and said, well, what do you want to hang around here for?
There's nought but muck and rain up here, lad.
All you flipping cockneys are the same. You think there's nothing but cobblestones and mill chimneys north of Watford. You think we live in the dark ages up here.
No, not me. I live here too, remember? But I learned something at a very early age. When you find something good, you keep it to yourself. You don't go spreading it around.
Oh, so you think the north's a good thing, do you?
Some of the aspects are. Very definitely.
Oh, I hate going off and leaving you on your own like this, especially on your first night here.
Elsie, I don't need a babysitter, you know. Now get yourself off. Anyway, I'm going to have a drink with a mate of mine later on.
Oh, it's not just that. I hate going at this time of night, the late shift. But I'd promised, hadn't I?
Well, get gone then. Look, I don't want my landlady losing her job because of me, you know.
Hey, you haven't unpacked your suitcase yet.
No, I haven't had time. I've been out all afternoon making calls. I'll do it later on when I get back. I tell you what, I'll give you a lift into work. How's that?
Well, as long as it's not out of your way.
Well, it is a bit, but what's 500 miles among friends?
Hey, is it still on, that offer of a lift to Bonnie Scotland?
It was more than the offer of a lift.
Yeah, I know. Was it?
What's all this?
Oh, I'm driving up over the Easter weekend.
First I've heard of it.
Yeah, right, so you mean you can make it then?
Well, I've had a board meeting with Tracy and her Auntie Emily, and they decided they can do very nicely in Blackpool without me. In fact, I got the distinct impression that they thought I'd grabbed their style.
Oh, fantastic. Right, we'll make some arrangements then.
Right.
Blackpool? Scotland? Good to be some folk.
Why, do you want to come with us?
Yeah, there's plenty of room.
What? No, thank you. Not in that jerry car of his. Thank you very much.
Yeah, well, I thought that's why I didn't ask you in the first place. Right, well, when can you get off then?
Smells good.
Hungry?
And impressed. You don't have the image of a bloke who can cook.
I can't. I can grill. But it's the same menu as before, I'm afraid.
A man with a rather limited repertoire, in fact.
I'd hardly say that. Who the hell's that? Hello?
It's me, son.
Dad, well, what the hell are you doing here? I thought you were on your way back to the smoke.
Let me in and I'll explain.
Nothing will convince me you haven't set this up.
Oh, yeah. I'm full of clever tricks like this.
It's a new variation on the hard-to-get theme.
Darling, with you, I'm never hard to get.
No, just hard to get alone.
I'll break his blasted neck. Oh, yeah, well.
Well, I missed the train.
No? Well, what happened to the one after that, the one after that, and the one after that? They do run every hour, you know.
Yeah, well. Oh, hello, beautiful. Good to see you again, Sonia.
And you, Frankie.
Forgive me if I don't echo that sentiment. Well,
I ran into this mate of mine. I hadn't seen Ronnie since Cesarewitch in 1976. So we had a lot of catching up to do.
yeah, I can smell it on your breath.
So he took me to this little
Yeah,
club,
one
you
drink
know.
led to another, I know, yeah.
Well, it's always nice to meet one of your old pals, isn't it? I mean, when you meet them, when you haven't seen them for a few years, you can't just walk away, can you?
I'm surprised you could even stagger away. Right, come on.
Where to? Wait, just a minute. Is that steak I can smell?
Yes, it is. Turn it off, darling. I'll be back in 20 minutes.
Where are we going? I'm hungry, I told you. I missed the train.
Oh, no, you haven't. Not this one. I can get you on the 812, and I'll even buy you a packet of crisps and a jumbo sausage roll.
You have to buy me a little bit more than that, son.
Eh?
I'm skint.
Huh?
Well, I couldn't let... When you dropped me off, I had my fare then, but I couldn't let Ronnie do all the honours now, could I? I had to reciprocate. I'll have a look at the steak.
Oh, no, you won't. Come on that train. I'll be 20 minutes. And this time you stay on it.
Well, I think we ought to start thinking about setting a date now.
Maybe we should wait until we know about the pub first.
Why's that?
Well, we have to be practical, Freddie. We need to know we've a roof over our heads.
The vehicle, me.
I don't think Mrs. Walker would fancy that idea.
Why not? You get on well with her, don't you?
Now, God bless. Behave yourselves when I've gone.
Nay, night bet. Take care walking home. You never know who's lurking about these days.
Eunice, I should be so lucky.
You know, I reckon we might have to stop here, you know. You know, till Mrs. Walker gets somebody else. I mean, I don't want to leave her in the lurch. She's been very good to me as Mrs. Walker,
Do go on at a pace. Who's talking about leaving her in the lurch? We haven't even got a pub yet. These things take time. But when we do, it's us we've to think about. Oh, I admire your loyalty, Freddie, but we've our future to think about now, haven't we?
Ah, you're right. Give us a kiss.
I've been up there so long I feel like a prune. Oh, good, you found the lager.
Busy night?
Oh, I never stopped.
I'm going to pay you for this.
Another insult like that and I'll land you one.
Elsie, I'm paying you for bed, breakfast and evening meal. Now, anything else is extra. I'm not going to have you out of pocket on this.
No, you are considerate, are you?
Well, I just don't like to take advantage, that's all.
No, you don't want to. You lose me job. You don't want me out of pocket.
Well, is that so unusual?
For me, it is, yeah. Most of the fellas I know don't give a damn about my welfare.
Well, you've had some bad luck.
No, no more than you. We both know what a bad marriage is, don't we?
Well, you get over it, don't you? Mind you, I think it's easier for me than it is for you.
Why? Because you're a fella?
Well, women get hurt more, don't they? In their emotions, like.
Well, I think we show it more. I'm not convinced that we feel it more. I just think you lot think you're sissies if you show any emotion at all.
Well, there's not much point, really, is there? No one wants to hear your problems. They've got enough of their own.
I do.
What?
Want to hear your problems?
Well, I haven't got any, have I? Not at the moment, anyway.
No, it's just that what I'm trying to say is I want you to feel as if you can trust me, that's all.
Elsie, we're friends, aren't we?
I hope so.
Good. We shall make a muck-up of this arrangement, else.
No, we won't. This is going to work.
Elsie, love.
Look, I just wanted you to know, that's all. You know, while we've been going out together, we've laughed, we've chatted, we've talked about ourselves.
Yes, we had some good times.
I never once, never once, did you?
What?
Did you try anything on?
No.
And that's what's different about you and all. All the other fellas I've known is grab and what's your name again afterwards.
Well, I don't believe in that.
You know, you're smashing. You're really smashing. Oh, heck. Why do I have to make all the running? I mean, do help me out. Don't let me do it all. Is it because it's my house? Because if it is, I don't want you to feel like that. I want you to feel it's our house. Yours and mine. Oh, Wally, we're grown-up people. And we're not responsible to anyone. We've no worries.
Elsie, you've got it all wrong, love.
What?
That's not what this was all about.
What then?
Well, just friendship. I mean, I moved in here as a lodger. Not to live with you, not in the way you mean. I mean, it never occurred to me that you wanted...
I suppose I said that I do.
Then I think both of us have made a mistake. I'm sorry, love. You must think I'm a bit thick, but really...
No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's me that's made the mistake. I hadn't realised you found me quite so repulsive.
Don't say things like that.
What else?
I think I'd better leave.
You stupid, ugly old hag.
Oh, happy Easter Monday.
Thanks very much, Hilda. And the same to you, Cock.
You're an early bird, aren't you?
Well, with you not coming in this morning, I can see Mrs. Walker coming the old soldier. And who'll finish up with a long brush? Muggins.
Well, they say nobody's insensible, don't they? But I reckon I am down there. Hey. Neither hide nor hair.
Well, it's one of them riddles, isn't it?
If you like, yeah. It's definitely a mystery. Do you know, there's been nothing but silence coming out of Elsitana's all weekend. I think I've only heard a spoon rattling round in a cup.
Well, she's got a new lodger. They'll be getting to know one another, won't they?
Is that what you call it?
You're only jealous, Hilda.
Dead right I am.
Me too, Cock.
Yeah. I was in bed. Yeah, well, I didn't think I'd come in today. Can't be too busy today. Well, you'll just have to cope on your own, won't you, Sandra? All right. As you were. I'm coming in. Yeah, I'll probably get a bit better. Okay.
Nicky, come on. Sweet, let's have a look. Open your mouth for your mummy. Come on, listen.
Don't tell me. You found a tooth.
No, I was looking for thrush.
What, a bird? He's gone.
You daft thing. It's a rash babies get in their mouths sometimes. Sue's little girl, her I meet in the park sometimes, she's got it.
Ah, girls do get these funny ailments. But not big strapping lads like our Nick. Hey, Tarzan. I think I'll take him camping this summer. Just meet him up Snowdon.
You do no such thing. Anyway, I doubt you could look after yourself up Snowdon, let alone him.
I thought you thought I was an E-man.
Ah, that was before I married you and found out about your hot water bottles. How you don't like to get your hair wet.
Alleged lovable little habits, them, aren't they?
Yeah, of course they are. They're very sweet and endearing.
I'd better be off, love. There'll be no point in going, will there?
Do you have to go? Tis Easter Monday.
Don't ask silly questions, Gail.
Sorry.
Look, I just wish I could get more overtime.
Well, I've told you. I can get a job. I'm sure Elsie'd take me back part-time.
You're not working in that cafe, love. No way.
Beggars can't be choosers.
Look, I've said I'll get more overtime, and I will. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.
Hey, how can we get some more money, eh, Nick? Have you any ideas? Have you?
That's a clean bar cloth, Fred.
Oh, give over, there's plenty more.
Only if I wash some, which I will be doing, seeing as I'm the only hired help round here today.
It's Easter Monday, bet there'll be nobody in here. They'll all be out, won't they? Blackpool countryside, gallivanting, enjoying themselves.
How have you managed it, Fred? How has a slob like you managed to get himself a nice little woman like Eunice? Do you keep her drugged or what?
Well, it's my charm, innit? Personality, personal appearance. You see, Bet, women need fellas, don't they? We're essential to them, like a good gearbox.
You reckon? Shift that.
I know, don't I? Because Eunice got engaged to me, didn't she?
Have you told your mother yet?
My mother?
Mrs. Walker.
Oh, yeah, well, I'll tell her when we get the ring. I'm going to Morecambe for it this afternoon.
She might not like losing a little lad, you know, to another woman. Mothers can be very touchy about things like that. She might just cut you off without a wage packet.
Belt up, Lynch. I'll tell her in my own time. Any road. Enjoy yourself. I know I will.
Fred off, is he?
Like the world and his wife.
Which is why we're so lucky to be staying here.
Oh, aye. Why's that, Mrs. Walker?
Because, dear, wherever crowds together, pleasure flies out of the window. Now, public holidays are for the public, not for us. Now, do you want any help round here?
Well,
good. You know, Bet, whatever other faults you may have, idleness is certainly not one of them.
So, what you have to do to catch a haggis, you have to make a haggis trap. So you dig a hole in the sand and you cover it with sticks and that. Then when the tide comes in, the haggis swims into the hole, but he can't swim out, you see.
Rita, take no notice of her, Tracy. She's telling stories.
What are you going to make?
Sandcastle.
Oh.
What are you going to make, Emily?
Oh, I'm a sand pie expert. I've made some absolutely exquisite pies in my time. Smooth as silk without a blemish on them.
Mine always seem to get stuck fast in the bucket.
Were you ever good at anything, Mavis?
No, not really. Oh, I remember once in the Girl Guides I went in for a cookery competition and we had to make a stew and a rice pudding. Well, I couldn't even get my fire lit.
Oh, God. Come on, Tracy, we're going to miss the coach.
Nice time.
Hey, don't forget to bring me a haggis back. No, she won't.
Ta-da. Ta-da. Now, you're not going to be feeling suicidal all day, are you?
No.
Well, think of something to cheer yourself up. Something joyful.
Such as.
Not easy, is it? Now, here's somebody who'll put joy into Joyful Holiday for us.
Can I have my flags, please?
You can, love, yes. Not enough hours in the day, eh? All systems go? Well, the last time I saw you, your eyes were shining like 100-watt bulbs, especially when they were shining on, you know who, Roger the Lodger.
You'll find it's right.
Thanks. Oh, dear.
Pardon? Did you say something?
Just, oh, dear. you were right. It's not very busy.
No,
You feeling better?
I'm not so bad.
Headache?
Yeah.
Got some paracetamol in my bag.
I'll be all right.
You don't look very well. You look terrible. You shouldn't have bothered coming in. Oh, it's a flipping dead waste of a day, I tell you that much.
What is?
Well, one of us could have had a day off.
But you've got it off. Go on, I'll phone my manager on my own.
It's no good to me now, is it? I've told all my mates I'm working, they'll have gone off somewhere. You might as well have it off, especially if you're not feeling very well.
Sandra, I don't want it off. If I'd have wanted it off, I wouldn't have come in, would I?
Well, I don't want it off either. It's no good to me now. It'd been different if you'd come in early enough and told me early enough. I could have arranged to do something.
Sandra, will you just drop it and go home? Just shut up about it, will you?
So will you then?
Nothing.
I'd love to see you when there is.
How's it going then?
Well, I think I'm winning.
He's going to be highly chuffed to get his car back tomorrow. If you don't check this little jolly bird racing, she's threatened to go back to school.
I'm hardly chuffed I'm working. There's no chance of any more overtime, is there, Ron? I'll stop back any night.
Not unless there's a rush job on. I mean, even women are regrinding their own crankshafts these days. No wonder it's a shorter work.
How about a rise then?
A rise? Do me a favour, will you? Do you know what I've given myself? A wage cut. Brian, I'm so short of readies, my wallet thinks he's on a diet.
Gotta make some more money somehow. What does this guy do for a living? How long is this?
He's one of these fellas, he's got his fingers in that many pies, he only has to lick one. He's had a square meal.
Why can't I do that?
Do you really want me to tell you something?
No.
You're very wise. Just stick to what you're doing, you'll get your hands nice and dirty.
What would you say if I took all my clothes off?
Bit boring.
Definitely. Wouldn't turn you both into mad dogs then?
No way.
Doubt it, love. How about you, Albert?
Huh?
Forget it.
We used to go to Baker at Easter, you know, to see the coconut dancers.
Is that right, Albert?
Ah, in a wagonette.
Go on.
They used to dance for 65 miles, you know. We had a complete set of clog irons.
Get away.
Ah, very interesting place, Baker.
God help us. Hiya.
Oh, am I glad to see you, love. I'll buy you a drink if you'll talk to me.
Oh, I'm sorry, love, I'm not stopping. Bert, come on, love, we're going out.
Hey, I'm not going to our Brian's, you know.
Did I say we were? Oh, I thought we'd get on a bus somewhere and go out into the country for a change.
Did you? Well, I have been to the country, my sweet, you know. I do know what a tree looks like and a blade of grass, thank you very much.
Will you come on? Because otherwise folk are going to think you're like a waxwork dummy standing there all day long.
All right. Hey, love, would you like me to bring you back a bunch of catkins?
I love it.
I will see what I can do.
We went egg rolling in Preston one year.
In a wagonette?
Well, there were no hotels, were there?
Are you definite you don't want me to take all my clothes off?
Go on, then.
Oh, you're still in the land of the living then? Not working today?
No, I've just closed, Hilda.
Oh, no, only we'd not seen you. I wondered if perhaps you'd gone away for the weekend with, what's his name? Still, there wouldn't be much point in doing that, would there? Not when you've got the whole house to yourselves.
Drop dead, Hilda.
Right. Hey, do you want to know what I think?
Not especially, no.
I think it's all turned to tears already. That's where I think.
Well, why should you say that, Rita? Just because Elsie comes in here looking a bit under the weather. I mean, you come in looking under the weather. I do sometimes. Oh, and no wonder. Do you know, the other day, I seemed to have, like, 2 headaches at the same time. And then sometimes I get this pain in my back and it goes right down my left leg and into the ground. It's like being earthed.
Mavis, how come if we are not very careful, no matter what we are talking about, we get round to the state of your health? We are discussing Elsie Tanner's love life. Then...
Hey, I'm reading that.
I said we're discussing Elsie Tanner's love life. And I think she's had another disappointment again.
So what's new?
Oh, there's nothing new in a woman being disappointed by a fella. But the question does arise, especially in Elsie's case, how often can she afford to let it happen before she starts feeling like an old shoe?
Hundreds and hundreds if she's anything like me.
I'm trying to be serious. I really am. I mean, I saw her when? Friday. But she's like a comic on payday. I've seen her today. It's like she's dead.
Well, I think you're exaggerating, Reed.
Why all this sudden interest in Elsie, anyway? You have a go at me when I do that.
Don't know. Just a feeling I've got.
Shall I tell you about Elsie? And about all women? You could do with a bit of grief, you know. A bit of dramatics now and again. You know, like chips need vinegar. I'm going home to start the tea.
What chance have we got, eh? No chance.
Now who's being miserable?
Me.
Oh.
Hey, hello. Well, I didn't want to keep her out too late.
No.
And we brought you something, Rita. What is it, Tracy?
A haggis.
A haggis.
Oh.
Let's give it to her. Howly.
Oh, what is it? Oh, howly lovely. Did you catch it in that haggis trap?
Well, actually, it was dead already.
Thank you very much. Do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to give you an Easter egg.
Oh.
One that I got out of a big parrot's cage.
And you'll get her all confused.
Do you know, I've had an absolutely marvellous day.
Oh, have you? Mavis, will you take me to Blackpool tomorrow and buy me a bucket and spade?
Only if you're a very good girl.
Silly.
I'm doing it, Brian.
You're not.
I am.
You're not.
Do we need money or don't we?
You know we do.
Then I'm going back to the cafe.
You're not. I'll get some more overtime.
When?
I don't know when. Sometimes, when things pick up again.
So the council will wait for the rates, will they? And the electricity board for their money? And Harrison's for what we owe them on the bedroom suite? They'll all wait till things pick up, will they?
Yeah. I suppose I'll have to. Anyway, if you do go back to the cafe, who's going to take care of Nick?
I'll take him with me. Or I'll try and find a baby minder.
What, somebody else take care of him? A stranger?
Yes!
Working at that cafe while somebody else looks after your kid? God, you'd be a right little...
Well, go on. A right little what?
You know.
Tart? Scrubber?
Take your pick.
Not my fault we've got no money.
It's not my flaming fault either! Oh, flipping heck, it's my dad.
Don't let him in.
I'll have to let him in, he knows we're here.
I'm not talking to him!
God.
They're sticking in me, aren't they? Hello, son.
Hello, love. We're not stopping. Just step right these up.
You know, your mother's the only woman I know that can land up here via Alderley Edge.
Shut up, Bert. Where is everybody, look?
Upstairs, what do you think?
Oh, is she putting him to bed?
Yeah, she is.
Ah, well, I'll just take her a shot of these. Aren't they lovely? They make you think spring's here already, don't they?
Mum, don't go up, eh?
Eh? Why not? Oh, Babby's not ill, is he, love?
No.
Well, then.
What's up, son?
Brian?
You might as well tell them, Brian. They'll have to know sooner or later.
Tell us what?
I'm thinking of going back to work.
So, what's the problem? I wish I was going back to work.
Who will have Abigail?
Good question, Mum.
There are such things as baby minders.
Oh, Maybe might as well we're back to them again.
It's
are we?
not our fault, Ivy.
Hey, love, nobody's saying it is, Chuck.
Do you know what I think? I think you'd be better off getting shut of this place and coming back and living with us, where you'll not have as many debts. That's what I think. Now, can I put these in some water?
Yeah, of course you can, Mum. There's a vase in the kitchen.
I don't know. She comes out with some right good ones, your mum, doesn't she?
Aye. She's not far wrong, though, is she?
I expected you to say that.
Hey, now, come on, you two. You're supposed to be married to one another, you know, not fighting 15 rounds, all right?
Well, rather better than lunchtime, which is a blessing. If we can't make money in a holiday period, we really are in trouble.
Bad as that, is it?
This business gets dicier and dicier, believe me. Let's make a long day of it, isn't it?
Well, when you're in love, time has no meaning.
When did he pop the question?
Pardon?
I asked, when did he pop the question?
How did you know he had one?
Of course, I'm looking at his building society book, didn't I? I doubt if there's enough for a house, so the only other possibility is a ring.
Talk about Sherlock Holmes.
More Lord Peter Wimsey, dear.
Evening, Hilda.
Hello. A light ale, please.
Was your Stan? I've not seen him all day.
Oh, didn't you know? He goes walkabouts at holiday times. It's his idea of holiday. He thinks if he can get into a strange pub, he's cracked it. So he finishes up in places like Engineers Arms in Cattle Street or the Foundry in Industrial Street. He's potty.
Tell me, Hilda, how do you manage to keep smiling?
Well, life's a scream, isn't it? You're not telling me it's meant to be taken serious.
No, love.
No. Mind you, I know somebody who's taking it serious.
What's that, Hilda?
Elsie Tanner. Face on her shoe tops, hibernating in that house. There's an air of doom and dependency about the place.
Oh, give over, Hilda. Anyone who keeps themselves to themselves for more than 24 hours in this street is tying a loop in a rope.
Eh? Who is?
Elsie Tanner. She's looking suicidal.
God, Ivy.
But she was full of the joys, when we were it last Friday with this new...
Well, not today, she is.
No, and not all weekend neither. That house has been like a church on a Monday morning.
Oh, no.
More like, oh, yes.
Right, come on then. What's everybody having? Come on, I'm buying. What's up, Lynch? On strike or something?
All right, give us a chance. What are you having?
Well, 2 brandy max for a start and whatever, or on your own.
Oh, thanks very much, Fred. Brandy go very nicely with me light ale.
Right.
What happened, Fred? Have you had a win on a horse?
Show 'em, love.
Fred, you're embarrassing me.
Go on, show 'em.
Oh,
that's nice.
Oh, that's lovely. Congratulations.
Come on, Lynch, get sick about this. What do you think?
It is. It's lovely, Eunice. I feel as if my finger's on fire.
Not the only thing that's on fire, darling. I'll give you a hand with that order, Bet. Now then, what is the rest of the order?
Pint for me, Fred. Thank you.
And a vodka, please, Fred.
He's that chuffed. He's been like a dog with 2 tails all day.
Well, you can hardly be crying your eyes out now.
No, I'm definitely not doing that.
Have you fixed the day?
One step at a time.
Oh, yeah?
How's her ladyship been?
Well, she knows you're engaged.
How?
Guest.
She won't have guessed my next bit of news.
Eunice isn't.
No, not that. Little boozer come up for grabs. We're going to see it tomorrow.
You better then, Fred.
Oh, well, yes, Mrs. Walker.
Mrs. Nuttall's looking very pleased with herself.
Oh, yes.
So she should be.
Well, it's official now, Mrs. Walker. We're engaged. We got the ring.
Really? I wonder, dear. Could I see your ring?
Yes, of course.
Oh, yes, very nice. Got it in Morecambe, did you?
Yes.
Morecambe? How quaint.
She seems to be taking it very smoothly, Mrs. Walker.
Well, I think she sees it as a blessing in disguise, Fred. She was only saying to me how bad business had been, so if she can cut down on staff...
Give over, will you? I've got my own boozer yet, have I?
You better get one then, haven't you?
There you go, Len.
Cheers, Fred. And all the very best for the future.
Oh.
Marriage is a very fine institution, you know, and don't let anyone tell you otherwise.
Thanks, pal.
Cheers.
Cheers. Cheers. Thank you.
Cheers.
Hey, you said that as if you meant it.
I did mean it.
Of course you did. Sorry.
You reckon Elsie's had another kick in the teeth, do you?
I'd put money on it.
is it?
It's me, Sandra.
What do you want?
I just wondered if you're feeling better, if you're coming in.
What time is it?
It's just gone 8.
Well, what are you knocking my door down at this time for? It's an hour before we start.
I just wondered if...
No, I'll be in.
Oh, good.
Anything else?
No.
Is this place supposed to be a newsagent or one of them joke shops?
One of them joke shops. What are you doing with Financial Times?
It were delivered, weren't it? At our house this morning instead of the Sun. Stan thought it were a wallpaper sample.
Oh, you see that? 13M. It's from Horsley Street. It's been put in wrong hole.
Oh. How long's 13 Maudsley been getting Financial Times then?
As long as I've been here.
Yeah.
Only Harry Duggan lives there on his own. He's a widower, you know, works in the kilns on the brickworks. I wouldn't have thought he had 2 halfpennies to rub together.
Oh, well, you don't take Financial Times just to keep drafts out, Hilda. I'd keep walking past there if I were you, nodding and winking.
Well, he did walk me back from a dance once.
Oh, yes.
Oh. And all the way home he was describing how you make bricks. His last words as he left me were, "A brick is a very beautiful thing."
Ah, heck, Hilda. You're no stranger to naked passion, are you?
I've not got a spare light bulb, have you? Ours has gone in the storeroom and I can't say a blind thing.
Oh, well, that's Mavis's department. She always has a spare of everything. Spare bulb, spare candle, spare electric kettle, spare pair of knickers in her handbag.
You'd have been in a pretty pickle once or twice if I hadn't, lady.
True.
Has Elsie Tanner turned in yet, has she?
No, but she's coming in because I just called on my way over.
Well, I hope she's in a better frame of mind than she was yesterday, and that's a fact.
Me too. There's something gone wrong with her. I mean, she's not herself. She's grouchy, but without the humour, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So, how much is that?
Well, I'd rather you gave me another bulb back.
Right, but do remind me, because I've got a memory like a sieve.
See ya. Tra-la.
Of course, you know what I think. I think that fancy lodger of hers has filled his belly, satisfied his desires, and upped it with her purse. Still, if she will keep turning her home into a house of shame, what else can she expect?
I wish my life were that full and interesting it was a constant topic of conversation. I do, really.
I'll bet you do.
I've got nothing for your sandwiches.
Oh, it doesn't matter, love. I'll get a meat pie or something.
Sorry.
It doesn't matter, love, honest.
Brian,
Yeah?
can we try and sort this out without falling out all the time?
Okay, love, I'm all for that.
All we need is some extra money. An extra £10 a week, that's all.
I think it's more like 20.
Oh, we don't need that much, really.
All right.
And then things would be back to normal. No debts. Well, none to frighten us anyway, so...
So what?
So what does it matter how we get it, as long as we get it and we're happy again?
Love, you're not working in that caff with all them yobs.
They're not yobs.
Well, most of them are. I mean, I think you're on the menu or something.
I can look after myself, Brian. I'm not made of sugar and spice.
You're not working in that caff, Gail. It's lowering yourself.
Elsie works there? Is she lowering herself?
Look, that's different, innit? I mean, she's used to all that.
Oh, you sound like something out of a book out of the last century.
Look, I'm not having my wife working in that caff.
Your wife?
Yeah, my wife.
So we lose everything, do we? Do like your mother says? Sell up and move back to them?
It won't come to that.
Won't it?
No. Because I'll get the extra money. Me.
Supposing you don't, Brian.
I will. Something's going to turn up, Gail. You just wait and see, eh? I'll see you later.
Oh, you're still here then, are you, Fred? Still in her ladyship's service?
Not for much longer, kiddo. Big business is beckoning me and Eunice, and we're going to take them by storm. What a team, eh? First division, no danger.
What has Mrs. Walker had to say about you leaving and taking your own pub?
Well, what's he got to do with her? I'm not under contract, am I? I'm not one of your, what's the name?
Serfs.
Oh, is that the word?
Definitely.
No, it's high time I branched out on my own bet. Now's my chance.
Well, I hope you make it, Fred. Honest.
No, I will, love. There's no hope about it. I'll be out of this place in, what, a month, happen sooner.
Morning, Mrs. Walker.
Morning, dear. Oh, Fred, trouble in the yard. The bar on the gate seems to have jammed. If the dustbin men can't to get in, they'll just sail past as if it didn't exist.
Good as done, Mrs. Walker. Good as done.
You're a treasure, Fred. What would I do without you? What will I do without you?
Oh, don't worry, Mrs. Walker. You'll soon find somebody to take my place.
I wonder.
Yard, you said.
Never mind, Mrs. Walker. We can always put Betty on a diet of raw meat. She can do the barrel lumping and all that.
Won't be easy to replace him, you know. I mean, I've got him trained in my little ways.
Yes, I've noticed he can sit up and beg as well now. You know, it's today they're going to see that pub, do you?
I do.
Then times are fleeting, as they say.
Yes. Could I speak to Mr. Cresswell, please? It's Anne Walker of the Rovers Return. Thank you. Douglas, it's Anne. Oh, blooming as usual, thank you. And you? Good. It's a small thing, actually, Douglas. I understand that my potman, Fred G., has been making overtures for a house of his own. That's right, the Crown and Kettle. Yes. Now, he'd be very suitable, Douglas. After all, he has been trained by an expert, hasn't he? Well, that's very generous of you. Well, I just wanted to put in a good word for him. Although there is one little thing. I may have difficulty in finding a replacement. So, if you could take things at a fairly steady pace, I'd be obliged. Thank you. Understanding as always. Bye. You know, it's one thing to do all you can to help somebody, but there is such a thing as self-preservation. Don't you agree?
Hey, are you still pleading poverty?
Not going to pose it, have I?
Well, you could have sold your body.
Well, go on, tell me.
Think I'd be getting grey hairs and ulcers running this Mickey Mouse operation if I knew that. I've got a Reg on blower.
Good old Reg. At least there's somebody else worse off in this world than me.
You don't know the half of it. I don't laugh. You know that big daft bird he lives with, that fat Mary? Well, she rolled over on him in bed last night. He thinks she's broken his arm for him.
What, only thinks?
Well, you know Reg, don't you? You take him all day to get at doctors with a slit throat and him on a sore arm. What I mean is, though, if it is serious, like, I'm going to need somebody for evening shift at Ashton Road. So if you fancy showing these birds how to operate a self-service petrol pump, only attractive ones, of course.
Yeah, that'd be great, Ron. Fantastic, thanks.
Well, we'll just have to hope he's broken his arm then, won't we?
Well, I don't know about that.
No one you scratching for pennies. I'll keep you informed.
Right.
I reckon I supped enough tea when I was at work. But a working man's tea break, well, it's like a businessman's lunch, innit? You know what I mean? But since I've been off, I don't know, I've supped more than old Ma Parkin from Albert Street. And they reckon the day she died, you know, a tea plantation went bust in Ceylon.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, well, ta, love. Hey, love. I'm sorry, but... Well, there's some lipstick on that cup. I'm not being funny, like, don't get me wrong, but I just can't abide out like that.
Where?
Where was it? There, look, it's just a spot.
Yes, and she's a spot and all, isn't it?
Yeah, I suppose it's hard to get off, like, you know. I keep telling Ivy, you'll have to use a scrubbing brush on that.
Yes, well, I don't suppose you'll find anything to complain about with that one.
No, love, I don't suppose I will, thanks very much.
Hello.
Hello, love, what have you done to Elsie?
I've done nothing to her. There you are, got £4 of sugar. That should last us till the next delivery.
Just a minute. You washed up last night, didn't you?
suppose so. I generally do.
Yes, well, you left some lipstick on the cup and I've had a complaint.
What a titchy little bit, you can hardly even see
Yes,
it.
well, he saw it and I got the blame, so in future, do the job properly or don't bother.
Hang on. I didn't do the washing up yesterday. You did, because I went off at dinner time, if you remember.
Here, that woman in the corner.
You could at least apologise. Well, what's the matter with you? Have you had a row with your boyfriend or something? With Wally Randall? Well, if you have, there's no need to take it out on everyone else. There's no need at all.
Bert.
Hello, Elder love.
Have you a minute, Elsie?
We don't take orders at the counter, Elder. If you want service, sit down, I'll serve you.
Oh, no, I don't want anything. It's about your house.
What about my house?
Well, I thought I'd better let you know, well, the way things are these days. I mean, I was reading only the other day how they cleared one house of all the furniture. Burglars, you know.
What about my house, Hilda?
Well, I'm sure I've heard noises. Of course, I suppose it could be your lodger knocking about inside, couldn't it? That is, if you've still got a lodger, that is.
No, Hilda, I haven't still got a lodger. He only stayed the one night, as you probably know, and as everybody else round here probably knows and all. So I better go and see about them noises, hadn't I? That is, if there are any noises.
Oh, yeah, there are, definitely.
You know what I think, Hilda? I think you're a bloody liar.
Well, I don't know. You try and do some folk a good turn.
Were there any noises, Hilda?
Of course there weren't.
Bubbles, what brings you here? Not that I'm complaining. I mean, you're always a sight for sore eyes.
Oh, you just couldn't believe half the things you say. No, I just popped in to see about tonight. We are still going to look at the Crown and Kettle on.
Look at it. We'll more than likely put a reserve ticket on it.
Eunice. Hello, Bet. It's all happening, isn't it? Getting engaged, weighing up a pub of your own. Well, it's Fred. Talk about sweep you off your feet. He's a human dynamo. Fred, a human dynamo. Fancy.
Hello, dear.
Hello, Mrs. Walker.
Do you know, we're trying to take in all the news bulletins that you and Fred have been issuing recently. I have forgotten to ask the most important question of all.
What's that, Mrs. Walker?
Have you named the day?
Well, not really, but I'm sure Fred could if he was pushed. Fred?
Well, I suppose so. I mean, if we get the pub, if we like it, you know, and it's all sewn up, I mean, we get wed, like, soon as possible. Next month, yeah. Well, why not? Next month.
Suits me, love. I see what you mean about a human dynamo.
But do mind, dear, if I utter a tiny word of caution. Isn't it a little unwise to count your chickens before you're actually on a farm? And I say that as a friend.
On a farm? What's she talking about?
You know, I sometimes think Mrs. Walker's getting a little bit past it. Well, she sometimes gives that impression. I wouldn't put my corset money on that, love.
Elsie? Elsie?
What do you want?
No burglar, then?
Burglar?
Mrs. Ogden, talk about nosy. Surprised you still got one place you should sticks it. A nose, I mean. Brought your coat. I thought you might be needing it.
Thanks.
Where shall I put it?
Anywhere.
Elsie, Mr. Sedgwick's been in. He's been asking about you. He had to help me out at dinner time.
Did he?
Yeah, but he's coming back later, and what am I going to tell him?
Tell him I'm taking a few days off.
What, that you're ill?
If you like.
Yeah, but he's pretty choked. He's mad that you didn't tell him.
Too bad.
Have you got any idea at all when you might be coming in?
No.
Is there anything I can do to help?
No.
I don't like leaving you like this. Is it that Wally Randall? Has he chucked you? Is that where it is?
There are, Sandra.
Try, Elsie. Are you asleep?
Yeah.
You're getting to be like an old man dropping off to sleep every 5 minutes.
Do you want me to prove to you that I'm not an old man?
If you like. You're all talk, you. With some kind of a record this tea time, wasn't it? We didn't mention money, and we didn't fall out. Mind you, it could have been because you were too tired. I'll go. Don't you move. I wouldn't.
Hello, love. Sofa man here.
Well, if you mean him that's asleep on the settee, yeah. Come in.
Sinking fast, is it?
I think he's sunk.
Hello, Ron. What do you want?
I was told there were a young fella lived here. Fit as a fruit machine, dynamic and willing as a sheepdog.
You've definitely come to the wrong house.
Stop messing about. What do you want?
Got some good news for you. Old Reggie has broken his arm.
Oh, great.
Oh, he's learning.
What are you talking about? You're both talking double Dutch.
What's the Overtown that I was talking about? I think I've got it.
Oh, great.
Oh, definitely. Well, Reg reckons it's going to be about 3 months for his arm to mend. Another 3 months for him to get used to using it again. So?
So what?
So like he starts work about half an hour since.
Well, is it a rush job on an ambulance or something?
Oh, great.
Look, will somebody tell me what's going on?
It's Overtown, love. It's not at the garage.
Where is it?
It's at a petrol station on Ashton Hill Road.
Now?
Well, it is the evening shift, love.
And what exactly is an evening shift?
But there's not a lot doing after 10:30, 11 o'clock.
So you're going to work all day and all night, is that right?
It's only till Reg gets back, love.
6 months?
Well, that's a bit of an exaggeration. It's probably more like 5. Look, I'll make it a policy never to interfere between husband and his missus, because one of them might be carrying a machine gun, so I'll see you in Carbrian. By the way, love, it's a smashing little place, this. I don't think red walls will go with these curtains.
Love, what's all the fuss about? I've got the overtime you wanted. What more do you want?
It'd be easier for me to get a job than for you to work day and night.
You're not working in that cafe.
So you're going to make yourself ill for what? Pride? Are you going daft or something, Brian?
I've told you, girl, you're not working in that cafe, and that's final.
Has it ever occurred to you that I might want to work in that cafe? I might prefer it to being stuck here all day!
Tell him.
Thank you.
Do it all in.
Only half. I don't want it drowning. I thought you'd have known that by now.
I know how many sugars you have in your tea.
None.
I know, because I don't have to know.
Funny.
Oh, well, yucky dap.
Cheers.
Fair pint, that. Just lacking one thing, darling.
What's that?
Your good looks and my personality.
Fred.
Hey up. Landlord and his missus, look. He looks a surly devil, him, doesn't he?
Hey, she's no oil painting.
It's all right, is this place? Just doors, love. Only for starters, mind you, just for starters.
Hey, where do you intend finishing up? The Midland or somewhere?
Nice little country house, love. You know, somewhere class. Class atmosphere. Class customers. Me with a big fat cigar, you with a string of pearls down to your ankles. It's always been my dream, that.
Hope you get it, Fred. I really do.
Oh, we will, don't you worry about that, we will. I say, it's grand, innit, you know, when everything's hunky-dory, like.
You know, life seems to be coming round for a second time. And it's all going to be smashing this time.
it's me, Len. Elsie.
You make enough noise, don't you?
You want to hear me when I got a hammer in my hand?
What do you want? I'm out of sugar myself.
Do I need an excuse to come in? I thought you ought to know there's a lot of tongues clacking out there.
So what's new?
Well, there's nothing new. I just thought you ought to put in an appearance to stop the tongues clacking.
What for?
Oh, that's your style, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Elsie! Look at me! Isn't it about time you jacked this in?
I don't know what you mean, Jack. What in?
This lark.
I don't know what you mean. What lark?
You know very well what I mean.
I don't know what you mean.
Look, darling, I wasn't all that bothered about coming round here.
Well, why did you then? I'm surprised Rita let you.
It's got nothing to do with Rita. I felt sorry for you. Bloody hellfire, Elsie. How old are you now, for God's sake? 50 odd, the same as me. What's the matter with you? You're luckier than most people, you know. At least you've got a job to go to. You're not short of a bob or two. You've got a decent house here. You ought to be enjoying yourself. But look at you.
I've seen me, thank you.
You're a very good-looking woman, you know. But you're no flaming schoolgirl. Burton Wood was 35 years ago. Face facts, love. Stop kicking yourself in the teeth. Accept things as they are. Instead of looking at every rainbow as if it's got pants on.
Have you finished?
Yeah.
Settle for what I've got. What I've got. What have I got? Nothing. Decent house, look at it. I'm stuck here every night on my own. If I'm not here, I'm in that stinking chippy all the hours God sent them for what? I haven't got some little cosy husband to come home to. For me kids. I never see me kids. It's almost as if I never had them. I just think everything's finished.
Nothing's finished. Things might have changed, that's all.
Oh, aye, it's changed. What you're saying is buy yourself a single bed, Elsie.
No, I'm not saying that. All that I am saying is accept yourself for what you are. Otherwise, you're going to end up looking ridiculous. And very, very lonely. You know where to find me if you want me.
All right. What do you want this time?
Come off it.
That's all you got to say, you better off.
What the hell's the idea of that?
What?
The phone. I've just been round to Sedgwick's cafe. He's doing his nut.
Oh, let him.
Elsie, have you seen yourself? Have you seen what you look like? I didn't have to come round here. It's no merry-go-round for me, you know.
Give over, will you? I heard you say all this last night.
That'll do you a lot of good, won't it? Oh, Elsie, love. Snap out of it. One bloke. He's not all that important, you know.
That's all you know.
I know what it's doing to you. And he's not worth it. No way.
I'll be all right.
You usually bounce back quicker than this.
Oh, Len, will you give over? I know what people are saying out there. Elsie Tanner shot a boat.
Yeah, well, one or two of them, huh?
One or two, maybe.
And is that what's upsetting you? What people are saying?
Do me a favour, Len. You know me a lot better than that.
Then what is getting at you, then?
It's not what people are saying. They've said it all before 100 times. It's just that this time they might be right.
I told you what I thought last night.
It's very hard to accept, Len. Especially when you're on your own.
You've got to accept it, though, haven't you? It's the best bit of advice I can give you.
And my usual large slice, please. You managing all right on your own, then?
Just about, you know. Is that the lot then, Hilda?
Yeah, that should fill us bellies for the next couple of days. Mind you, Stan's belly takes some filling. Oh, by all accounts, you'll know about that soon.
That's 282 then, please, love.
Oh, blimey, yeah. Goes nowhere these days, does it?
No.
They are.
So,
When are they coming back, then?
sorry, Hilda.
The two lovebirds.
Who?
Ken and Deirdre.
Oh, yeah, I'm expecting them back any time today, as a matter of fact.
Did they send you a car?
Yes, they did. Actually changed.
Oh, sir. Having a nice time, were they?
Yes, I think so.
Oh, I bet they were. Hey, what it is to be in love again, eh? Where exactly have they been staying?
Did you not hear, love?
Hear what?
What, I thought you'd have known about it.
No, what?
Deirdre and Ken, they've gone to Gretna Green.
Gretna Green?
Yeah,
You mean like eloped?
that's right.
They've never.
Well, I'd have thought you'd have known about that, Hilda. I'd have given money on it.
Hey, fancy him doing a thing like that. Well, I won't keep you out. Oh, fancy that, eh?
Hilda,
What?
I was pulling your leg.
You as well?
It was a joke.
A joke? Well, I don't think so, Alf Roberts. Just your idea of one. And that's no more of a joke than somebody falling off a bus. Still, I suppose you'd laugh at that.
Oh, you've upset her.
Yeah, well, she asked for it. Listen, if ever you want to send a message, don't telephone, don't send her a telegram. Just tell Hilda.
I'll try and remember.
Mind you, she'll get hold at wrong end of the stick. She always does.
Suppose a few tongues have been wagging about Fred and me.
Well, nobody escapes round here, love. I believe you and Fred have put in for a pub.
Well, we fancy the Crown and Kettle. Oh, half a pound of bacon, please.
Yeah. Well, that's better than selling sago for a living, isn't it? I suppose you'll be moving in before you get married.
Oh, no, we have to be married before we can have it. But we're hoping for a very definite promise.
Oh, so you'll be living in a tent till then?
With Mrs. Walker.
With Annie?
You seem surprised.
Nothing surprises me, love.
Well, we haven't actually asked her yet, but Fred will persuade her. He can charm the birds out of the trees, that man. Everything all right, Fred?
Oh, fine, Mrs. Walker. Mrs. Walker, I wondered if I could just have a word, like.
Well, not at the moment, if you don't mind, Fred. I really am rather busy with the books.
So with Fred today, looks like his pants have suddenly run off.
Touch me.
You don't think the bloom's gone off, do you? Like he's noticed the denture pot in Eunice's bathroom.
Not to mention the glass eye.
Turpy.
Hey, glad to see somebody happy at their work.
Thoughts of spring, Rita, love.
Ah, young man's fancy and all that.
And we all know what they turn to, hopefully. Booze and a snooze in the chair, in that order. No, where I've come for, can I borrow your catalogue? Well, you'll have to get it off Elsie. Oh. It's all right, she's had it a week. No, it's not that. She's still in a state over Wally Randall. She's not been in work again today. It's getting to be serious, isn't it? I mean, Elsie's human, all right. She's been known to lose a night's sleep over a fella, but this has been going on for days. Well, he was a bit of a cat for Elsie, and I've not been catty. He was dishy, so if he has walked out on her, it'd be like losing your purse. I think I'll pop down and see her. I'm always good for a laugh. Well, Len's had a talk with her, but he needn't to bother. Well, what would he know about a woman's heartbreak? He's only a fella. There is that, yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm not even feeling so well, Mr. Sedgwick. Well, I think it's flu or something like that. Yeah, well, I've had the phone off because I didn't want to be disturbed. Yeah, well, I'll be in tomorrow if I feel any better. Yeah, well, I'll ring you first thing if I'm not right. Okay, yeah.
Oh,
I know you're busy, Mrs. Walker, but it's just that that word I wanted with you, it is urgent, like.
Come in then, Fred. But you can see how busy I am, so brevity would be appreciated. What is it?
Well, it's just that I've got this bit of a problem, like.
Yes, Fred.
Well, me and Eunice, you know, we've got this, like, this bit of a problem together.
Fred, if you could get to the point, it would be appreciated.
Well, it's just that, me and Eunice, like, we were just wondering, Mrs. Walker, what's going to happen when we leave here, like?
How very kind of you. But I'm quite positive a suitable replacement will be found before you leave.
Well, no, it wasn't that, Mrs. Walker. It was more, it was about the accommodation.
So you don't have to worry on my account, but thank you all the same. It's very thoughtful of you.
Yes, Mrs. Walker.
Now, if there's nothing else, I am busy.
No, Mrs. Walker.
Are you sure it's the catalogue you've come for?
Yeah, Rita wants it.
Yeah, it's a mess, isn't it?
Still, if you've not been feeling well, I know where a clutter my place gets in if I'm off colour. Are you not well, Elsie?
Oh, come off it, Bet.
You what? All right, then. What's the flaming game?
Game?
You, shutting yourself up here like a nun or something.
I'm not allowed, am I? I'm just not allowed any privacy at all.
No, you're not, love, no more than I am. Because your life's been conducted out there, in public. Putting on the show, putting on the style, and enjoying every minute of it. But the minute you run for cover, they've got you down for dead, and that's something they've been looking forward to.
So tell me something new.
Dan Johnson all over again, were it?
Oh, Bet, come on, do me a favour, will you?
Sorry. You were flying your kite a bit high, though, weren't you?
Think so, do you?
Yeah, I did.
You're dead right.
So now you feel all humiliated? Well, it's happened to all of us, kid.
That's not what I'm striking about, Bet.
What then?
I feel as if I don't want to try for anything ever again. I feel one more experience just like that, and oh, it's frightening.
I know exactly what you mean.
Do you?
Yeah. How often can you get socked in the teeth before folks start calling you gummy?
Yeah. I've not entirely given up the ghost, though. Not quite.
Good.
Eh?
Because the first thing we've got to do is get you back in the land of the living. All it'll take is one appearance in the Rovers in your war paint. Be like now's happened.
Is that all it takes?
Absolutely. You see, love, folk don't feel sorry for you. They envy you. Because their own lives are so bloody boring.
You think so?
I know. So, I want to see you in the Rovers tonight, looking like a set of fairy lights. As it happens, it's my night off. We're going to have a couple in there and then swan round town for a couple of hours. You never know, Elsie. We could just go on forever. You and me.
I'll see.
You'll be there. See you.
Hey, you forgot your catalogue.
Oh, yeah. That's what I came for. Were it?
Thank you, love.
Thanks.
Ta-ra. Well. The Wanderer's return. Have you had a nice time?
Oh, we had a smashing time, didn't we?
We did.
You managed without me?
Just about.
How's the little terror then?
Well, according to Emily, she's been smashing.
Oh, I thought for one moment there you were talking about Uncle Albert.
Listen, now just take this lot upstairs and then I'll go and see her. You won't believe how much I've missed her.
Would you know?
Oh,
So Ken Scars, I thought I'd deliver a little present for you.
Oh, darling, have you been a good girl?
Oh, she's been as good as gold.
Oh,
haven't you,
and have you
love?
missed me? Eh? I've missed you, I'll tell you that.
Yes, it's been quite like old times.
What have you been doing?
Went to the seaside, didn't we?
Seaside? Oh, you a lucky girl.
Well, it was only a day out at Blackpool, but we had a lovely time, didn't
Oh,
we?
smashing.
I'll be quite sorry to hand her back.
And have you two enjoyed yourselves?
Oh, yes.
Listen, come upstairs, I'll tell you all about it. Come on, darling. Hey, tell you what, I've got a little present for you in one of these bags, haven't we, Uncle Ken?
We have indeed. Hey, don't be too long about it. You know, your holiday's over now. Well, did you have a good time?
Yeah, great. Fantastic, in fact. See you.
Yeah.
Hey, you're done up to 9. Is it fancy dress?
Yes, I'm Marilyn Monroe, can't you
Oh, I
tell?
thought you were Hilda Ogden.
Fair close.
Tenant notice, you look very nice, lovey.
I bet it, all right.
What's it all in here, though?
I'm having a night out with Elsie Amsa.
Elsie?
I have persuaded her what's good for her, and we're having a night out.
Flippin' heck.
Don't you approve, Leonard?
I've said all I'm going to say on that subject.
Do you not think it's a good idea, Rita?
Yeah, I think it might do us some good.
It's the same old flaming routine, though, isn't it? Let's shock everybody. Pick up a couple of fellas and deal with the consequences. That's Elsie's trouble.
Well, I don't see what's wrong with that. At least it proves we're still alive and kicking.
Please, you flaming self thing. Give us a pint, will you, love?
Okay, love.
Vodka and lime, gin and tonic.
Okay.
Are you?
Hello.
Hiya.
Hello, Bubbles. Can I get you a drink?
My usual ready, please.
Your usual it is.
Coping without me, are you,
Yeah, it's not easy, Mrs. Walker, but we are managing.
Hello, dear. Hello, Mrs. Walker. How are you? Well, I can't complain. Well, I can, but I won't.
You're not coming with us.
There you go.
Did you ask her?
Well, sort of.
Do you want to?
What do you mean?
Well, she didn't like get me drift, you know. Well, nothing, but I'll have another word with her later.
We both will. She might listen if we're both there.
I know.
Oh, hey, you're all dolled up, aren't you? Fancy dress, is it?
Yeah, guess who I'm going out?
2 more light tails to take out.
Okay,
please,
ma'am.
Fancy. Having a night on the tiles, are you?
Why, do you fancy coming?
No, thanks all the same. Me and Sam's having a quiet night in.
They are about 65p with these.
Why, heck? You'd think it'd be cheaper supping in your own home, wouldn't you? Oh, well, enjoy yourself.
Yes.
Well, look who it is. Hello, stranger.
Hilda?
Thought you'd hibernated or something. We've all been very worried not seeing you about.
Yeah, well, I've not been feeling too well.
I called round myself this afternoon, you know.
Yes, well, I was probably asleep in bed.
Oh, looks as if you should still be there. You don't look at all well.
She does wonders for your confidence, doesn't she?
She's a little marvel, isn't she? Gin and tonic, please. Right.
Betty, will you put another gin and tonic on that order, please?
Thanks very much.
You're very well.
Was it something I said?
Leonard doesn't approve of you and me going out together on the razzle.
So is he going straight-laced in his old age or something?
Well, I think he's got your interest at heart, Elsie.
Chop chop with that gin and tonic, please, Betty.
Oh, you just caught me. I was just about to shut up.
Well, you'd have to hang on for a bit, won't you? I've run out of tea.
Should have sent Ken round.
I want a cup of tea now, not in 2 hours' time. Did you enjoy yourself?
Oh, in Scotland? Oh, yes. We had a smashing time.
What was the reason for him asking you to go up with him?
Well, he just asked me to go.
Yes, but why did he ask you to go?
Because he wanted me to go with him.
Oh, wait, you're about as much use as Ken.
Sorry.
Like talking to a pillar box, talking to him. How did you get on with Edith and Ted?
Oh, smashing. You could almost say they treated me like one of the family.
God, it's a long time since I've been in here, and it hasn't improved.
I had my first ever drink in here. We used to nip in from a liberal club round corner. I'll not tell you how old we were. 2 G&Ts, love.
Right, love. You know, it's all coming back to me. Yank used to bring in here, an Air Force captain. He thought he'd be seeing a bit of real old England. Locals used to sup off him all night. Still, it was a fair swap, I reckon.
So what happened to him?
Raid over Germany. Ed Werner, his name was. He was forever picking me up and swinging me round.
They are, ladies.
Thanks, love. One for yourself.
Tom.
Don't I know you? Do you know, I was just thinking I knew you.
Shirley Bennett. Shirley captain that was.
Oh, of course. Bet Lynch that was and still is. We went to school together, me and this one. Actually. Do you know, I haven't seen you for donkey's years.
Well, I've only just come back up north. Well, last year. I lived in Portsmouth till we broke up, you know. He was in the Navy. We were all right till he finished. Retired. And I found I couldn't stand him.
It's a right one, that. Plus even me and Cher. You know what she used to do? She used to let the bloke that she were going out with bring her home. Then she'd nip straight out through the back door and meet another one that had been given her the hire to dance all her in a pub.
Well, didn't everybody do that?
That's more like it. Cheers, God.
Give us a pint, Shell.
Hang on, I'm having trouble with this till.
You'll be having trouble with me in a minute, darling, if you don't get a pint in me hand quick.
Kid, I think I've clicked.
You only got one head and all. Can't be bad.
Come on, Shell. My throat thinks I'm living in a desert. Now, just leave the talking to me, love.
Enter. Yes, Fred. Come to ask me to be a bridesmaid, have you?
Oh, no, Mrs. Walker.
Oh, only joking. What's the problem?
Well, it's just, it's like about that little chat we had earlier this afternoon, like.
I thought we sorted all that out.
Yeah, only, well, it's just that you sort of like, well, you know, you got the wrong end of the stick, Mrs. Walker.
I got hold of the wrong end of the stick.
What Fred's trying to say is that after we're married, it might be a week or two before we can move into our pub.
Might be more than a week or two.
Oh, I doubt it, Mrs. Walker.
Oh, well.
So, we wondered,
If we could both stay here.
Stay here?
Well, like I say, it'd only be for a week or two, and we haven't anywhere else to live, Mrs.
But you haven't even got a definite assurance you'll get a house of your own.
Oh, I mean, that's only a formality, Mrs. Walker.
We'd be no bother, Mrs. Walker.
No.
And Eunice could do the cooking. Oh, she's a good cook, is Eunice.
Is she?
We'd be very grateful, Mrs. Walker.
Oh, very well. Under the circumstances, you may move in here, but for a temporary period only.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Walker.
Thank you, Mrs. Walker. It's only be for a fortnight. Only a week, happen. Not change your mind then, love?
No.
I couldn't sit and watch somebody else drinking, could you, Elsie? Like torturing yourself, that is. Worse than looking at stiffs. Cheers, love.
Cheers.
One on her own, is she, your mate? Independent type?
Look, will you stop talking about me as if I'm dumb or something? It annoys me.
Sorry, I'm sure.
I've had enough to drink.
Oh, come on, Bet. What have we had?
Enough.
Oh, don't be a wet blanket. What's up with you?
Yeah, come on, enjoy yourself, darling, like Elsie is.
Is that what you call it? Excuse me.
Excuse me? Certainly, your ladyship. Leave her mink coat on the bus, did she?
Oh, she's all right, is Bet.
You couldn't have fooled me. Mind you, who's bothered? I'm not. I got the good-looking one.
You know, you were front of the queue when they were dishing out cheek, you were.
Where have you been all my life?
Oh, Paris, Hollywood, Mustique, The Cop, places like that, you know.
I had you down for a film star as soon as I walked in.
Oh, get
on my mother's grave. Married, are you?
No.
Live on your own?
Yeah.
Locally?
Oh, not far away.
10 out of 10.
You cheeky.
Don't fight it, darling. It can bring you out in spots.
Have you a minute?
Yes, love.
That bloke you seem to have taken a shine to.
Not me, love.
He's a right weasel. Thinks women are fag cards.
Don't worry, love. I had his number first time he opened his gob.
Is your mate deaf then?
I know.
Right, Elsie, I'm off. I said I'm going, are you coming?
What are you on about? You've only just got here.
I'm not talking to you. Elsie?
What for? It's not late. And I'm enjoying myself. Isn't that the point?
I just want to go.
I don't.
Well, then I think you're a mug.
See you, kid. See you, Bet.
Sorry, woman. You made the correct decision there, darling. No danger.
Yeah.
She's letting you live here?
That's right.
Very surprising.
Oh, I don't know. She's quite reasonable, is Annie? It all depends how you handle her, like.
Oi, Mrs. Walker's gone to bed. She got one of her migraines.
That was sudden.
Ah, well, she thought she was getting shut here, didn't she? Must have been a hell of a shock to find she wasn't.
Hey, just watch it, Fairclough, or I'll be doing you a favour and take them creases out of your face.
As long as mine doesn't end up like you.
Now, Fred, you know I don't like that sort of talk.
Sorry, love.
Neither do I.
Sorry, love.
Aye.
Well, if it isn't the Rover's return.
Oh, isn't he witty?
Did you enjoy yourself?
Yeah, we had a smashing time.
Right, now, can I get everyone a drink?
You're not celebrating something, are you?
Celebrating what?
Well, I can think of several things.
And they'd all be wrong.
Oh, you said you had a good time.
So, would you all mind naming your poison before this conversation gets out of hand?
All right, well.
There's only enough for one.
You have it then.
Oh, I couldn't.
You have it. It's time you were getting off home, you know.
Yeah. Well, it would be if I hadn't got settled in here.
Yeah, well, you're not stopping.
Oh, you're not turning me out this time of night, Elsie. I'm afraid of the dark, you know.
I've told you, you're not stopping here.
Yeah, just like you told me I couldn't see you home and I couldn't come in.
Yeah, well.
You know what they say, Elsie, love? Never spoil the ship for Abe at the time.
No, you're a cheeky devil. You get off. No, get
And of course, there's more classic Corrie at the same time tomorrow. Up next on Plus, Scandal in the Woolpack in Emmerdale.